Okay, we are here for the next session of, I guess, technically the WotC Spelljammer module. Tonight I've changed the name to it says Pigs in Space Pants. A little bit of play on words there. I think when we first started playing Spelljammer, Rob had pigs in space stuck in my brain, and then Wayne brought back the little video of the guy from Game of Thrones. I forget his name, Peter Dinklage, right?
Yep.
And some weird video of him singing some Space Pants song. So, in honor of you guys, I've changed it now to Pigs in Space Pants. Okay. Now, do a little recap for you guys. In our last session, you guys had just basically wrapped up going through this old derelict nautiloid you see on the screen right now. It was already kind of picked clean. It had a big hole in its hull. There was one survivor that beckoned you guys to come help him out. You guys went on board, started searching around, and then he, along with, I think it was 4 giant grubworm-looking dudes, all attacked you. I don't think that was too hard of a fight, which took care of them, but among the debris, you guys found a couple headless mind flayers. Down in the lower decks, you saw a bunch of more dead bodies. There were some fur. Did you guys figure out what those furred creatures were that were dead? I can't remember if we discovered that or you just kind of glossed over it. Do you remember that portion of it? There were some dead, like furry humanoid things down there as well.
I was there.
I guess Wayne, were you the only one that's down? Well, Don, you were there, weren't you?
No, I haven't been out.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
hard.
I haven't done Space or Spelljammer before.
Okay, well, then none of you guys are going to remember that. So there were some furry humanoids in the lower deck, along with some other body parts. And the back side of the lower deck, where there was giant tubes with like floating partial bodies of like a dwarf and elf, basically where the mind flayers were keeping them, I guess, fresh, so to speak, but they were dead. And this ship had sphincter doors. I think you guys have probably experienced those before. I know at least Rand has. Sphincter doors all throughout this nautiloid thing. That's how they would open and shut, like a big sphincter. Except in the lower decks, there was one giant sphincter door that had been kind of roped and lashed shut so it couldn't open. And there was an elf voice crying out for help behind that, to which you guys quickly said bullshit. And you basically left him there to die. You didn't open the door. You didn't want to see what was behind door number 4. I was so upset. So you guys left. I think there's a couple things you guys found. I can't remember the magic items you actually got there. There was something I think you found in a secret compartment. One that did mind flayers. Was that you, Rand, that did that?
The compartment. I think I was there for that one, and there was a guy who ended up getting away, who was the space pilot or whatever.
Oh, no, about the previous session. But
okay.
So regardless, so you guys just left here. Let me do this. Let me put it back on the map where you guys left off. I should say whoever was there left off. So you guys, let me do a shift click. You guys see the map? I set it up correctly, right?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
I don't see it, but I don't think I was in the previous session. I just see black.
Oh, you got
black.
it. You're not. Your character's not on there. I don't think.
Let me drop
Yeah,
your character.
that would make sense though, since I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, you were. What are you talking about? You were there.
Look
Oh,
how
I
big
don't-
Sparky is.
Drug fugue again, I guess.
How about now, Sparky? Now you see?
I can see Sparky, but I can't see anything else.
No, Sparky doesn't have vision, does he?
Oh, but you can give me a 60-foot dark vision because I always cast that every day.
Okay.
Let me subtract that mana before I forget. It's one of my spells. So, yep. Okay, now I can see.
I always do that too. I have mage armor. I just take the 1 mana off the top.
Right. 1 second. Let me update this to your character sheet so I don't have to keep doing this. Okay. So this is the ship you guys are on. Sorry, get right. There we go. This is the ship you guys are on called the Moon Dancer. And I got to do a little bit more backstory for you guys who haven't been here. So Captain Elena is the one that's piloting this ship. She's the one that basically took you guys from the planet of Topolah, and mainly for Rich's sake. So what happened? You guys were on Topolah, the land of Faerun, basically. And you're at this I guess, what do you call it, port town, when these giant crystallized vines start sprouting out everywhere from the ground. And there was even like a gigantic one far off from the town where you were. And these little blight creatures start coming up out of the ground as well. And Elena pulled you guys aboard her ship, to which you then found out this is actually a flying spelljamming ship. And she took off from the planet. As you guys look back to the planet, you can see these giant yellow and orange crystalline vines just covering the entire planet. And you guys had like 40 or 50 refugees in the hull of the ship as well. And Elena was going to take you to I guess basically a floating city within wild space called the Rock of Brawl, where she was basically just going to unload the refugees, and then you guys figure out from there what you want to do. You got attacked by a Star Moth ship, which is what the astral elves use in Spelljammer, and you thwarted that attack. And from there, you found out that they were the ones responsible for what's going on with Topolah. Basically trying to take over your world and use its energy to replenish their own. And so from there, I think you guys, did you kill him or not? I know you wanted to, but I think you kept him alive. He's still trapped down the brig on the ship as well. So on your way towards the Rock of Brawl, the city, that's where you ran into this Nautiloid ship that had already been kind of picked clean. Okay. And then, as you guys are getting ready to pull away from this thing, is when you saw another ship come around the corner of a nearby asteroid. And this little thing right here is known as a Neogi night spider.
This little thing?
Yeah, it's much bigger than that. I just got there it's basically probably about 50% bigger than the ship you're on now. But this is just a visual representation of what the ship looks like. Come around the corner, and that's where we left off the last session. Okay? So a little meta-knowledge here. Enix and Sparky are two new characters tonight. They're going to be joining us here in just a minute. I've got a way to introduce them. They're not technically on your ship right now, but they will be here soon. Okay?
Technically, it's NX.
Technically what?
It's NX.
I know. I told you before I was going to butcher it so many times, right?
Yep, you did.
So by the time I get it down, you'll be dead. Then I don't have to worry about it anymore, right? Okay. So do you guys want to wait to do your introductions when your character actually come in, or do you want to go ahead and share with everybody what you plan on running? It's up to you.
I'm good waiting.
Okay.
But you, Don?
I'll take his lead.
Elon
Okay.
baby number 10.
And so for those of you that haven't played, I've also got Rich has joined us tonight. Rich used to play with me on my long-running Codelands campaign, and Rich is going to be playing the role of Arnold tonight. So I've already kind of prepped him the fact that we've had him before, and he must be spoken with a Arnold Schwarzenegger accent with all his glory. So no pressure, Rich. Okay. All right. So technically on the ship, all we have right now is Conch and Arnold. Everyone else, I'm going to say, is either below deck or they're not really in the mix of things. That's what I do in these sessions. When someone's not here, they're kind of in the background. I will only bring them in if there's a dire need of something. Okay. And Conch, I'll go ahead and say you're on the deck.
Okay.
Okay. Even though you weren't here for the last session. Okay. Any questions about that long, drawn out recap I just shared with you guys? Okay.
Real quick
All right.
question. Has our short rest already been taken, or is this literally right after the fighting was finished?
Sorry, say your question again.
We're picking up right after the last fight, or has a short rest already happened?
No, you guys, when you left the ship, you're pulling away is when this Neogi ship showed up. So no, there hasn't been a short rest.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So like I said, at the end of last session, ended with this. A night spider shouts Captain Elena. The Neogi were using his Hulk as bait. We've flown right into their web. Okay.
Oh, no.
As the Neogi night spider descends upon the moon dancer, a thunderous crash is seen and heard upon its port side. Coming around the edge of another nearby asteroid is a modest ship with wide flat sails at its sides and a large tree sprouting up from the stern castle. I learned since then that that's the rear of a boat. The tree appears to have a large boulder entwined into one of its main branches. Frantic movement is seen upon the deck of the Night Spider as it veers off path from the Moon Dancer. Moon Dancer is the name of your ship that you're on. Cheers ring out from the deck of the tree ship, but one particularly loud voice can be heard. "That's right, you filthy cockroaches. Run away while you still got your legs." Captain Elena, the captain of your ship here, squints toward this loud voice. "Is that? No. What are the odds?" Now, here's where I got a decision for you guys to make. The module lets you decide if you want to chase after the Night Spider now that it seems like it's outnumbered 2 ships to 1, or if you want to let it go and find out what's up with this ship with a tree on it. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I don't want us to look like losery. If this other ship's coming in and like blowing it up and hitting it, I think we should take a couple shots back, but only pursue if it looks like it's going to pursue too.
There's no chance that they may even help us if we split off at next time. We should stick around.
He's already going at it. I love it. So again, for Wayne than Rich. So the way this module is written, it doesn't really do, in my opinion, a really good job of ship-to-ship combat. There are weapons that you guys can use to shoot and fire. It's more geared towards like the old school pirates, where you come up next to a ship and then board it with your characters and have a fight that way. Okay.
Gotcha. Yep.
So the question is, do you guys want to start off with a fight? You want to start off with a social interaction with this new ship?
Well, I'm on the new ship though, right? So
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
Who said that?
no one said anything.
So what do you guys want to do? I'm good either way. I'm prepared both ways.
No, I'm not for chasing after something that's as big as this ship when there's no guarantee the other ship's going to help out. Until we know who's this other thing. Let's stay here. Let's check this out.
All right. So you guys are choosing to let the other or approach, or let the other ship with the tree approach you guys, correct?
Yeah. Did we scare off collectively the ship that came in to attack us?
Well, the spider was going towards you guys when this other ship came around the corner and started blasting it with, basically the giant tree was throwing boulders at it.
Okay.
And as it took a couple of hits, it veered off like it was no longer going to chase after you guys.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yep. The spider
Okay.
ship we know is bad though, right? Like it wasn't like, hey, there's a spider ship. Ooh,
Right.
A tree ship attacking it.
Right. Elena would have pointed out really quick that was a Neogi ship, and Neogis are bad news. They just want to basically take whatever valuables you have and enslave the crew. That's what they do. Okay. All right. So if you guys want to do that, let me check this other map. Make sure I'm ready to rock and roll with it. And we'll do introductions. I need to move the giant Neogi ship out of the way. Position this just right so it's not in the way. And put on the map layer. Get ready to move, you guys. Don't fret. Okay, let's see how this goes. You're probably going to have to zoom out because this is a big map.
Okay.
I'll do a shift click to where you should be, and then you zoom out from there. I didn't move you. I guess it would help if I moved you first, right? And be on the right layer. You guys there?
Yep.
I'm guessing you got to zoom out somewhere between about 50, 60% to see at least where you're going to be at. I don't have your characters on the map, but the ship up here on the north side, this is the Moon Dancer. That's the ship you guys are currently on. And then the ship to the south of you down here is this other ship that has a large tree in its stern castle.
Looks cooler.
So go ahead and place yourselves where you think you would be on your ship, depending on which ship you guys are on. And then I'll take it from there. I gotta drop my other NPCs in here.
Joe's the same. I'll take the rear, Arnold. I'll take the rear. Forgetting I'm like some kind of haughty sea elf in space where there's no water.
I was thinking Austin Powers, but yeah.
This guy, and got a few more.
Well, remember he's dumb, but like smart only from his item.
Okay, and Elena is going to be on her ship somewhere. Flapjack is below deck. I only see 3. Oh yeah, because we got new characters. That's why. Okay. All right. So as this ship approaches, you see a giant hippo-looking person, kind of waving, and Elena kind of has a shocked look on her face. If anyone within earshot of her, goes, "I'll be Commodore Crux. What a coincidence." So she pulls she instructs Flapjack through their mental telepathy to kind of pull the ships up next to each other. I'm not going to put them next to each other just because otherwise this stern castle section will be kind of conflicting. But you guys are basically side by side at this point. "Hello there. Looks like we came just in time. Those little bloodsuckers were sitting there waiting for something. We just didn't know what. Then we saw you guys pull away and figured that was our shot. So, Elena, got some important news for you." So at this point, do you guys want to introduce your new characters that are walking up next to Commander Crux here? Or you guys want to wait for after he spills the beans?
I think it's a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll introduce.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Character is Enix. He's an elf, not a very comely elf, kind of plain looking, and but he seems to be exceptionally strong. So kind of a real odd for an elf. He's just in chainmail, but he's got his great sword and.
Let's share what class you're playing. It's up to you.
Well, I'm an Eldritch Knight, but yeah, I
Okay.
wouldn't obviously say that in front of
Right.
everybody else, but yeah.
Anything else? NX? Did I say it right?
Yep, Enix.
Okay.
Nothing at this point, no.
Okay. All right. And next you got a smaller fellow. Got a
Yeah.
green cape, cloak. Go ahead.
Yep.
Wayne.
So you see a small little construct who's about maybe the size of a gnome, made out of a shiny silver metal, although his metal is kind of scratched and a little bit nicked in places. Looks like it's been well used. He is wearing a green cloak that partly covers his face, but you see he's got a crossbow hanging from his belt, hand crossbow, and his name is Sparky. He is an auto gnome, which is like a little gnome construct, kind of like a miniature warforged, I guess you could think of it that way. And he is a Horizon Walker Ranger.
Fun.
Nice.
And the other 2 characters have already played, so everybody knows Arnold is a cleric-ish, and Conch is a blade singer wizard. Correct? Okay. Don't want to steal your thunder if there's anything else you guys want to share or not, but you guys are old school at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Elena and the Commodore Crux is his name, the hippo guy. Start having a conversation back and forth from their own ships. Elena relays that they got refugees aboard from Topolah, and she kind of goes through what's befallen the world. Crux shares the news of that shares that the news of Toral's fate has already reached the Rock of Brawl, where you guys are headed. He also shares that some delegates from the Xaryxian Empire. Xaryxian Empire is the one that basically did this to Toral with the giant crystals and trying to basically use whatever energy's there to basically prolong the lifespan of their own sun, their own planet. Anyway, he said delegates from Xernia have already visited Rock of Brawl and warned everyone not to interfere. And I bring that up because Rock of Brawl is kind of like the Switzerland of wild space, if that makes sense. It's where they don't really get involved with wars and politics, but it's like everyone can go there and no one will get in trouble. Everyone has like diplomatic immunity, so to speak. But the delegates basically told everyone to not interfere with what's going on the planet Toral. Crux also informs Elena that Prince Zeleth, he's like the heir to the throne of the Xerian Empire, has put a bounty on the Moon Dancer itself for attacking one of their ships that was traveling through wild space on a diplomatic mission. Those of you that are on Elena's ship know that's a lie, that their ship attacked you guys, but that's the story that's being spun. So there's now a bounty on Moon Dancer and Elena. And he said the small fleet of Star Moss is patrolling Rock of Brawl right now, so probably not advisable for her to continue to Rock of Brawl anytime soon. Crux will offer to take the refugees from the Moon Dancer so the ship can escape to a less threatening wild space realm, which Elena says she's got plenty of hiding spaces she can run off to and lay low for a while if we need to do that. So meta knowledge, this is where the PC's all going to change ships. Okay. Crux says other ships with refugees have already been arriving, so the fact that he's bringing more in shouldn't rouse any more suspicions. So any of the crew that weren't seen by any of the escaped astral elves from the attack should be safe aboard his ship. So I got to go a little wayback machine there. So when that Star Moth attacked you guys, I'm almost 100%. Well, I know that the one that got away saw Conch because he was the Spelljammer. But I don't think, he did see the other ones because he had a way of seeing everything from the Spelljammer's helm. So whoever's on that ship, which not Sparky, not Enix, Conch, and I'll say Arnold, you were both seen by this person that escaped from the Astral Moss. So keep that in mind if you go out in public anywhere. If we go to Rock of Brawl or if you see any more Astral Elves anywhere. Which technically, seeing Enix may make you a little nervous because he looks an awful lot like those elves that attacked you before. Okay. Crux will introduce the crew. Already introduced Sparky and Enix. I think I talked to both you guys, direct messages about your ties to this group. He'll also introduce you guys to Flinch, his first mate. He is of the Hadozi race that you guys have met before. Technically, I think he had some Hadozi on Elena's ship as well. They're basically the 2E D&D version of like monkey people. Got real big feet, real big hands, good at climbing and grabbing stuff. And the first mate, Flinch, is a good friend of Crux. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to turn around for you guys to ask questions. Anything else you may have at this point? No questions.
No, there was one. I couldn't remember the name of the guy who's piloting the ship that just came in.
But you're on now? Flapjack.
Yeah.
That's the little flump guy.
No. The one
Crux.
the one that we're going to, Crux.
Oh, yes. Fel Ardra is her name.
Is piloting, but Crux is the captain, right?
Yeah. Commodore Crux he'll tell you he's the owner of the ship and the captain. Flinch is the first mate. And Fel Ardra down below deck is the Spelljammer.
And I don't know if I'd say it out loud, but I guess I'm just kind of wondering it, just based upon kind of that recap, is if it's so dangerous to get in conflict with one of those guys and then let them escape at all. Just one dude escaped when it happened with us. Like that whole ship just saw his whole ship like attack them, and then they fled, and poof, right? And now we're all getting on that ship. That seems kind of sketchy.
No, this is the ship that the Stormmoth attacked. And Crux is saying he'll take the refugees off of this ship so that Elena and her ship can go hide away somewhere, move to another area where the Xaryxian Empire is not looking for her.
But
Right. Again,
what was the
But he
spider
just
ship?
attacked.
Yeah, the spider ship that we just
attacked
drove
spider
off
ship.
in the second wind. Yeah.
Are you asking, is there any ties with the Xaryxian Empire?
Yeah, I guess that's what I thought that
okay.
was the bad people again, and it's like, well, shoot, now this whole ship's in jeopardy too because they just attacked it.
Neogi they have nothing to do with the Xaryxian Empire. They are basically a slave driver nation. Let me pull up a Neogi and see if it gives me a better description.
In character or asked him, but I just was wondering from Conch's point of view if maybe it was something I was just missing, and then Conch might actually know it.
Let me pull up my Neogi, and I'll give you a better description.
But it sounds like those were two separate factions that didn't have anything to do with each other, though.
That is correct. And both Crux and Elena would share that with you. But let me read you what it says for Neogi, or are you guys good with that?
No, I get it. Like they're like just kind of stray pirates, where the other one's like the Galactic Empire, evil people or whatever. Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Any other questions about what's about to take place, or anything you want to ask Commander Crux or Elena before she departs for safer wild space?
Are you by chance going back down to Faerun?
To Faerun?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Because I don't plan on it. We got attacked leaving there, so I imagine they're probably still patrolling that area as well. Don't worry about me. I got a few old spots that few people know about.
Well, I was curious if you've heard anything. Has our planet been destroyed?
You have to ask Commander Crux. He knows more about this stuff than I do. I've only heard rumors of this stuff. It's the first time I've actually experienced it myself.
Okay. That's all. Good. Safe travels. Bloop, bloop. Sit on the tree.
Okay. As you get close to the tree, you can kind of see one of the branches kind of leans down a little bit, like, oh, his palm open.
Give it a high five.
Hear a little grunt. Pulls the hand back. Goes back to just being like a tree. You can hardly see his face anymore.
Do I have any idea what's going on there?
It's obvious it's a treant. It just seems like an odd place for a treant to be on a ship itself. You can see his roots actually go down into the wood, almost like it's earth itself.
That's pretty cool.
Anybody else have any questions or anything they're wanting to ask or role play with Elena before she takes off? Or anything you want to ask Crux? It doesn't know. Okay. All right. So Crux pulls you guys aboard, gives a farewell wave to Elena. She heads back in the back kind of the direction you guys came. And Crux tells you that he wants to pull into port of the Rock of Brawl just briefly enough. He doesn't want to stick around there. Would you guys share? I imagine Elena would have said something, even if you guys don't, to the fact that I'm pretty sure that the elves saw the faces of Conch and Arnold, to which Commodore Crux would just make sure that you guys stay below deck when they pull up the port and release the refugees. They've already got several refugee camps set up at the Rock of Brawl to kind of take them in. And it's going to be probably a 2-day journey from here to the Rock of Brawl. So he's got plenty of time to kind of answer your questions, share a little more lore, and what he thinks is going on here. Okay, so let me throw 3 bullet points out there. I'll let you guys ask questions if you want from this.
Yeah.
Crux is he's not openly just sharing everything with you guys. He's been somewhat reserved as he kind of talks to you guys about what he speculates going on. He tells you that he's heard of the Xaryxian Empire taking over other planets like this before, although it's been told or spun or believed, depending on who you talk to, that it's always been like dormant planets, not a planet that is full of life like yours was. So this is quite concerning that they're doing this. You just need to have proof or some way to, not necessarily proof, we need to have someone with enough power to basically combat against them, because the Xaryxian Empire is like the most powerful force in wild space at this point. No one even comes close to even attempting to confront them on any of their atrocities they've done up to this point. He tells you he's got a little bit of history with them. Doesn't go into detail about specific details, just that he's not a fan of their ways and the way they pretty much think they're better than anybody else. And he looks over at Enix, says, "No offense, Enix, but you lived it as well. So you know what I'm talking about, right?" Anything to that, Don? Don, did I lose you? Are you asleep?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I would nod. Just nod. I'm not gonna say anything because
Okay.
That used to be my colors.
Okay. All right. So he basically tells you guys that once he offloads the refugees, he wants to, if you're interested, travel to a realm called Doomspace. That's where he thinks they are building some kind of coalition to help fight against this Xaryxian Empire. Again, he hasn't. He's been kind of out of the. He hasn't really gotten involved to this point, but seeing this latest atrocity of your world and all these refugees that are on his ship has just kind of got him fired up a little bit. He's not sure where this Doomspace realm actually lies, but he's got a contact that went there some years ago with the intent of building up some kind of coalition to potentially someday take on the Xaryxian Empire and wipe them out. He also knows of another. What's it say here? He's unsure of where the realm of Doomspace lies, but he knows that it's on the outer edges of the astral sea. He has an old wizard contact named Topolah that may know how to get there. Topolah lives in a lonely tower atop an asteroid at the edge of this realm's wild space. So he says if you guys are willing to join him, he's going to be traveling there next. So, giant lore dump. I think I'm done. Out of all that lore dump, is there anything that you guys want to ask questions about, elaborate, anything that didn't make sense?
Just metagame, Brian, because I'm not totally familiar with Wild Space and all the rest of it. Do we use portals to travel? Are they like different planes within?
I mean, as far as how Wild Space works?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let me give you guys the 10,000 foot level version first. So the way I read in this module, the way it's set up is there is Wild Space and there's Astral Sea. So if you think of Wild Space kind of like a universe that has like multiple planets inside of it, a sun, that's a Wild Space area. And while you're in Wild Space, basically anything that has a giant size like this has an air pocket around it. So this ship is going to have an air pocket roughly about 50% larger than the size of the ship. Some of the animals and stuff that swim through Wild Space have their own little air pocket around them as well. Most of those animals can refresh their own air pocket on their own. With something like a ship, you have to enter into an actual planet every once in a while to replenish that. So you first travel through Wild Space, and then once you leave the universe or the Wild Space, that's when you go into the Astral Sea. And the Astral Sea is kind of like more of the traditional 5e, where from there you can try to find portals to other planes. How you get around to the plane of fire, the plane of chaos, the primordial plane, all the different things are within the astral sea. But the astral sea is also what is in between these wild space or these universes as well. So you got to travel through both of them to get from one wild space to another wild space.
So it's kind of like astral sea is sort of like going warp speed in Star Trek or something. And
yeah, and they talk about that a little bit in here, and this is where it gets kind of wonky. So basically, while you're in wild space, like the ship speed is like 4 miles an hour, which is stupid slow. So it's like 8 hours to get out of like the gravitational pull of the Earth. So I'm going to kind of hand wave some of that stuff. But once you get into the astral sea is when this thing can go like, I don't know, the warp speed, like 100 million miles an hour or something like that. But if it ever comes within, I think it's like 1 mile of something that has its own air pocket or some kind of a large structure, then your ship automatically will slow down to its normal moving speed. I don't know if it's some kind of weird detection thing to keep you from smashing into stuff and blowing yourself up, but that's how you know if there's another ship nearby, because you'll automatically slow down. Or if you come by an asteroid, you'll slow down. Or if you come by a ship, something any kind of large mass, it automatically makes your ship slow down when you're traveling through that area.
Okay. And this doom space that we're trying to find, is that a wild space area, or is it like another plane altogether?
Yeah, anything that has like the word space in it, at least what I've read so far, that's like another, because I don't know, I think technically Toral is in realm space. Doom space is another completely universe of its own, has its own planets, its own sun. So did that answer your question, or did I just make it worse?
I think so, but it's just, I guess the difference between wild space, astral, what was it, astral space, and then like planes is what I'm kind of struggling with.
They were talking like realm space, doom space. I think that's the plane thing that's Brian mentioned, at least.
Yeah, but so basically, though, all of these different wild space, realm space, doom space, they're all in the same plane. They're just extremely far apart, like universe, like solar systems or galaxies are extremely far apart from each other.
And that's where it gets kind of fuzzy with me. I'm assuming that doom space and realm space are still on the material plane, if that's what you're asking.
That's all. Yeah, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
And so because I'm a horizon walker, so I have the ability to detect portals to different planes, and I was wondering if that would be helpful, but it sounds like everything's in the material plane here, so maybe that's not so useful.
I would totally disagree, man. I think that anytime, like, astral plane is different from the material plane, typically, or is that different from this?
Well, that's what I mean, that the word astral is sort of confusing to me, but...
Yeah, the astral sea, so if we go back before Spelljammer, the astral sea is where you guys went through a portal, and you travel through the astral sea to go find another portal to like a portal to hell or a portal to the chaos plane when you went to limbo. You remember that portion of it. So the astral sea is kind of like the soup that connects, like there's a portal at this part of astral sea and there's another portal at this part of the astral sea. You guys travel through there to find the different portals to actually get to those other planes. So it does the same thing with the realm spaces or the wild space. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah. I think that works. So we could, in theory, exit the astral sea into another plane if we found a portal.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. A few more mechanical things you guys will see on the map right here. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. So since we're on this subject here, I don't have the map over front, but this dashed line right here, that's a gravity plane. So this works just like if you're on water. So if someone jumps from the main deck off, you're going to like basically hit this gravity plane right here, and then you'll come back up like you're floating. You cannot, as far as what I've read, you can't really swim in here like it's water. It's basically like you're sitting 0 G's right here. So unless you have something to push yourself off with, you really can't move once you fall off the ship. But you're not going to drown as long as you stay within the air pocket of this ship while you're in wild space. That make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you fall off the ship, Will you eventually fall out of the pocket too?
If the ship keeps moving and you don't, then
Mhm.
yeah, you'll fall
Okay.
out of that, and you have like I have to read the book. You have X number of like hours, I think, of a personal air pocket before it runs out and you start suffocating.
Okay.
Okay, so don't fall off the ship is the moral of the story here. Okay. All right. So you guys are off to find Topolah's tower. You guys don't need to see. Oh, he tells you the treant's name is Starbow. Largely indifferent to the aims of either Crux or the party. Like many of its kind, the treant considers most humanoids' problems to be fleeting affairs and takes a much longer view of life. He pretty much has says he has 10 large mangonel stones within reach at all times, and they use him whenever they are in trouble and need to attack another ship or creature or whatever in wild space. Okay. Okay, 26.
So he is here on his own volition. He's not a prisoner.
Well, Crux will kind of give you the background, a little bit of his ship, that technically the ship is the treant and the treant is the ship. They're one and the same. So if the ship is damaged mechanically to 0 hit points, the treant dies. Now, on the other hand, if the treant dies, the ship still will operate, but the treant also has the added, benefit of it regenerates its own fresh air every day. Whereas other ships where, like I said, you have to travel to a planet somewhere to refresh that. You dip into the atmosphere to fill it back up. Otherwise, it can become toxic and basically cause you to suffocate. So this ship is made for long trips without having to dip into an actual planet atmosphere. Okay. What else here? So yeah, they are one and the same. Sorry, I'm switching between books. Okay, so you guys will have a chance to do obviously a long rest for several days. So if you need to top off your hit points, your mana, or else, you can go ahead and do that now. Okay. All right, so I'll say 2-3 days pass. Where Commander Crux is at the front of the ship, got his spyglass out, kind of looking through the area, and he gives a shout saying that they've arrived. You guys can see, as you start peering over the front of the book, you can see a crooked tower perches atop a small asteroid, surrounded by a cloud of twinkling cosmic dust. Through his spyglass, Crux examines the rock upon which the tower stands and the decrepit wooden pier that juts from the side of it. "Mr. Flinch," he says, "ready the jolly." Jolly is evidently a sailor's term, it means a little boat. He says that the tower is kind of old and not exactly stable, so he's afraid to take his ship too close. He might actually damage it in some way, so that's why he's asking Mr. Flinch to ready the jolly. Jolly can fit 6 people. This is the max that a jolly can fit. Oh, evidently you can swim in wild space because it says it has 6 oars. You can use it to move the boat. So I stand corrected. So evidently you fall off the ship, you can swim. I'm assuming so. If you can row a boat, you should be able to swim. Okay?
You need swim speed?
Yeah, sure. It doesn't say here, but yeah, I'll assume the swim speed. I'm good with that. There's no such thing as an astral sea speed, right? Or a wild space sea speed.
I'm just trying to figure out how to make my sea elf in space worthwhile.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can probably swim really good. Okay. All right. So I'm assuming all 6 of us, are going to be on a little jolly. Is that right? Do me a favor. Put all 6 of your characters within like a 2x3 section right here where I'm pinging. And I'll grab you guys and I'll move you onto another map. I've got a jolly, and you'll get a view of this Topolah's tower. Are you guys going to bring any more sidekicks with you for this journey? Or are you guys good with the 4 of you?
Who are the sidekicks available?
Up here, you got Marigold, Aurelo, and Whisper.
I guess Conch and Arnold would know them. Is that right? Because they aren't part of the Second Wind crew.
I guess technically you can only bring one because Commander Crux is on the jolly with you.
Okay.
So, anybody want to volunteer to run one of the other sidekicks? Or you just want to say she's with you and should be in the background?
Do we need to bring her, you think? Or
Do we have a healer with us?
I look at myself.
Brandon, do you think we can
What am
possibly
I,
do it
top
without-
liver?
I have no idea what people said.
Me neither.
If
American Tomata, I can heal you. That's just
Okay.
a flesh wound. Get away from me. Serious injuries only.
what are the 2 sidekicks? What are their main pluses?
Marigold, you played her before. She's the Karen that's a healer.
Yeah.
Aurelo is the warrior defender. And
Okay.
Whisper is the roguish type character.
Oh, you already said it. Not only did you say that she's a Karen, but that Don has already played her before and has to thus play her once more.
Yeah, but we don't. If we've already got a healer, we don't need another one. So I was going to say either the rogue or the fighter, but it'd be nice to plus up our just in case. Maybe the rogue in case we need to steal something.
Just need a decision from you guys. You don't have to have them. I mean, 5 is kind of that's what most of the module is based on. So if you're good with just having Commander Crux, we'll go with that. If you want another sidekick, I'll allow it.
And they steal EXP meta.
Okay. Never mind then.
It's not going to make a difference in this one. This is more milestone leveling in this module.
Oh, I thought last time after I saw it, you posted it was like.
No, normally on my Monster Hunter, I do XP, but in this module, it's all milestone. So.
Oh, okay. Well, scrap that.
So last call. You guys want a sidekick or not?
Nope.
Don, your call.
Nope. No need.
All right. So let me grab you guys. And copy over to a jolly. We'll have a jolly good time.
Fighter, cleric, ranger, wizard. It's a pretty good party.
Okay. As Crux and the characters make their way to the dock, you guys can see scores of pelicans, mollymocks, I know what those are, and smaller birds nesting on the asteroid squawk as you approach the rickety dock. At the end of the dock, 2 gray, shark-like creatures fight over the remains of a pelican. A woman with frayed robes and bare feet sits in a rocking chair at the base of the tower, watching the fracas. Her face half hidden by a wide-brimmed hat that has a blue jay perched on it. The woman leaps to her feet, brandishes a staff, and snarls, "Come on, get!" And a fiery ray springs from her fingertip, frightening away the shark-like creatures. And now I'll drop you guys in the boat. And I put the boat on the map for you guys. Map where? Almost there. Okay, new map. And I'll do a shift click to where you guys should see. There's a whole lot of stuff on this map, so bear with me. So here you guys in your jolly, pulling up to the dock, and here's the old lady that was in a rocking chair. She scared away some kind of shark-looking creature on the near the docks that was pecking away at some kind of dead bird. Okay, so Crux, if you guys aren't saying, we'll step up hers. She goes, "Topolah, so nice to see you. I have a favor to ask." It's like, "Oh, Crux, enough. You don't need to just come here." And she gives him a big old hug. She can't even get her arms around him. She's like maybe halfway around his huge torso. Says, don't recognize your friends here. You gonna introduce us? Like, oh, forgive me. Fellas, this is Topolah, an old acquaintance of mine. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves if you want, or we can kind of skip
Slight
over
bow
this.
and my fist to my forehead. Greetings. I am honored. At your service, man.
I'll bow and say, I'm Divine Spark, but you may call me Sparky.
Wow. Cracks, when did you get an auto gnome? He's been with me for what? It's up to you, Sparky. How long have you been with Crux on this? Fairly recent, or it's been a while?
Fairly recent, maybe 6 months or a year.
Okay. Oh, he's been with me at least a couple years. Yeah. Sparky, he's a good one. Well, I gotta say, I'm kind of partial to him myself. And who might you be? Looks over to Conch.
Oh, I'm Conch.
You're a little out of place here in the wild space, right?
I'm learning to appreciate the joys of space.
Okay, then. And she kind of looks back at the boat. It's like someone's still sitting in the boat. Who's this fella, Crux? Crux turns around, looks at Enix still sitting in the boat. Come on! What are you waiting on?
Now, and Enix is going to say, it's good to see you again, great lady.
It's good to see you. Sorry.
So, are we going to meta play that you've met her before?
Yeah, because I've been with Crux for a while, I thought.
Okay. All right. So I'll say that she actually visited him on the ship at one point. This will probably be your first time at the tower, but she's visited him on the ship. We're okay with that. Okay. Okay. Well, come on in, fellas. We'll talk business in a minute. Just come on in. We'll get yourself something to eat. Get yourself some rest. Says, how about your fellas on the ship? They need something warm to eat. It's like, nah, they're fine. They got plenty of meat on the boat. But I won't pass up your good cooking. And she will lead you guys into the tower itself up here.
Okay.
And where's the description of the tower? Well, she'll take you into the first floor. And this first floor has 4 ring-shaped garden terraces that line the walls of a cylindrical chamber. The gardens are vertically spaced every 10 feet and brimming with luscious fruits, vegetables, and golden wheat. 4 mechanical gnomes wearing harnesses tend to the plants. The harnesses are attached to ropes that loop around pulleys affixed to the ceiling, enabling the gnomes to hoist themselves into the air and move from one plot to another. Most of my sustenance comes from these gardens. I get regular deliveries of fresh soya from Dowar merchants, and they get homegrown food and birds' eggs in return. And you guys can see that there are bird nests all over the place in here. So think like she's kind of like Radagast, but of a more of a female human type. For those that are familiar with Lord of the Rings, matter of fact, she's got a bird probably on their little token there. She's got a bird on top of her head. It stays there all the time. But there are bird nests all over the place inside here. Well, you can see one right here on the map. Actually, a couple of them are here. Sparky, as you enter, all 4 of the auto gnomes kind of turn their heads and look at you and says, "Greetings. We are Auric. What do they call you?"
I am Divine Spark. I have never met a distributed intelligence such as yourself, Auric. Pleased to meet you, and I'll give a deep bow.
They all kind of click and turn towards each other. He has 2 names. They all say at once. How bizarre! They all say at once. And then now they go ahead.
You may call me Sparky if it's easier.
Sparky, it is. Yes, Sparky. Now they start talking independently. And the first one he comes on, I am called Auric 1. I am Auric 3. I am Auric 6. I am Auric 8, but you can call me Auric.
Auric, who created you?
Oh crap. I should have had that ready.
Senior.
My previous master was called Blixenfar, but he gave us away to Topolah many years ago.
Is she a good mistress?
What does it matter if she's good or bad?
One day it may matter to you, my friend.
We are here to serve. They all say it as one.
It is good to know your purpose. I envy you that.
Same. Sparky. Well met. And they go back to kind of tending to the plants. It's like, wow, I see that she's talking to Crux. I see that your autognome has a little bit more personality. How much did that cost you?
Crux is not my master, good lady.
Oh, he's not. Crux kind of shakes his head, kind of agreeing with you. Says, oh, well, I have never met one with such autonomy and free will. It is it's nice to see that there are such things in this world.
I am only as my master made me, although I do wish I knew why he made me.
Well, perhaps someday you'll learn that.
Perhaps.
Is Enoch, are you staying in the boat?
No, I'm sorry. I was. I didn't realize you guys all jumped off. Sorry about that.
Are we inside the walls or whatever up here? The circle?
She would have pulled you guys in there. I was waiting for you guys to all move. So
yeah, sorry.
Okay. If you guys have other questions for her, she'll continue kind of showing you throughout the rest of the tower. Well, she'll go up to the second level. This floor houses a modest kitchen where two more mechanical gnomes, are preparing dinner. Furnishings include an unmade bed, a wardrobe top with bird nests, and a bookshelf packed with astrological tests and more bird's nest. These are my living quarters, as you should know by now, where I read my books and take my meals. The autognomes have no shortages of recipes. Today's repast is deep-fried night scaver steak with a lunar bechamel. I don't know if I even said bechamel right or not.
Bechamel.
Bechamel. Okay, there you go. And it was something I never said or made before. The two autognomes turn again. Hello, we are Auric. The same little thing before. You guys introduce yourselves to Auric 2 and Auric 4, but you can call them Auric. Okay. I'll skip past the third floor. Crux starts to kind of sit down and talk with her about what's happening. The fact that your world of Toral was it's in the process of basically being destroyed by the Xaryxian Empire, and tells her of his need to find Doom Space. He has an old acquaintance there, but he's not sure where to find the actual Doom Space itself, and thought that between her charts and maps and her observatory, that she may be able to help. Okay. When Crux asked her for a map of Doom Space, she reluctantly says she doesn't have one. But to take its place, she's willing to part with a wild space orrery that she keeps in her observatory. All she asks in exchange is that the characters agree to dispose of a local threat. She said, avoid Scaver. She started prowling around my tower. I call her Big Mama because she's enormous. I'm surprised you didn't come across her when you came over, but then, she can be hard to see, except for her single red eye, I'll give you this wild space orrery if you can slay Big Mama for me. What do you say?
Is she a wizard?
Is she a wizard? Is that a meta question, or are you actually asking her that? If it's a meta question, you haven't seen her cast any spells, but I think
she did the fire thing with the Scurl.
Oh, that's right. You did see that. Yep. Yeah. So you saw her cast that, and Crux called her the wizard when you guys were heading this direction. Anything else? Go ahead.
Well, I'll ask Great Lady, why are you unable to take care of this yourself?
Big Mama? Why haven't I taken care of Big Mama? Well, I never leave. I never leave this place. It's just when I have visitors, she becomes a nuisance. That's why I said I was surprised she didn't make herself known when you were around.
I see. Okay.
What kind of nuisance does she become?
She will sometimes come after my birds when they get too close to the water's edge or the wild space edge or whatever it's called. I haven't had visitors in a while. Usually someone teleports here, or I fly out to them, or they fly to me, and don't have to deal with Big Mama.
Okay.
You said something of a giant red eye.
But yeah, it's all scavers have pretty much the same thing, just different sizes, right?
Oh,
So here, let me do this. Let me find a scaver just so those. So this would not be unknown to like Conch and anybody that's from basically Faerun. Arnold wouldn't know about it, but Enix and Sparky, you have at least heard of them before. But one second, let me find the actual scaver. And I'll put it on the screen because there's no way I can describe this with any kind of detail that you deserve. I'll do this.
Ooh.
Basically, like a space shark with a giant, like protruding eye stalk.
Like
And
freaking laser beams.
That's the scale. That's bigger than our small boat, I guess.
I blew it up so you guys could see it. I mean, I brought it in.
Okay.
It was like it was pretty small, and evidently upside down.
I guess that would make sense too, because it has a swim speed.
And you guys have seen, various type of, I guess, wild space, kind of like fish, whales on your journeys through here. These typically tend to stay around structures for just like a shark would for prey or whatever. They're not really out in the open wild space like some of the whales and stuff you guys seen coming through here. But that is a scaver. There are different breeds of them, different sizes of them. Now, if you ask her, I'm assuming someone's going to ask us eventually, the size of Big Mama?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, you beat me to it.
Oh, she said I'd guesstimate she's somewhere between 60 and 70 feet long.
Oh, that is a big mama.
I think we could take her.
Either scare her away to some other asteroid, or take care of her. I mean, I have no need for her. She's somewhat of a nuisance to my flying friends here. Okay, any other questions? Or you guys want to go take care of Big Mama? Or are you going to tell her no? What do you want to do?
I hate to be that guy, but what's in it for me?
Crux kind of looks at you sternly. She's offered to give us her wild space orrery.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Sorry.
It's something that allows. It's like a navigator's tools, but for wild space. So once you get into a certain wild space, this thing activates, so it can kind of show you where the planets and the suns and the moons are in that particular wild space. That's what he needs to find within Doom space of where this acquaintance of his is, hopefully building up some kind of a coalition to help you guys.
Oh. Okay. Well, then in that case, I will help.
Okay.
I will help. Perhaps I can resolve this without having to kill her.
And X will already be headed towards the door.
What counts as success?
I'm sorry, what?
If it's just chased off for a certain time, does that count, or do you need it destroyed?
She's either or. Either make sure it never comes back or take care of it permanently. Makes no matter to me.
You said the same thing pretty much both times.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. I am clear and concise, am I not?
Yes.
Okay. And she comes out. She'll sit in a rocking chair Gonna watch. All right, boys. I'll be watching you. Have fun.
Do we just paddle around until the creature approaches us?
Oh, I'm sure he'll make himself known pretty soon.
I thought it was a she.
Big
I don't
Mama,
know. Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
I just call her Big
Right.
Mama. I have no idea if it's a male or female.
We'll be back.
You might call it Big Wiener if it wasn't Big Mama, right?
Big Daddy, I think, would be the appropriate.
Oh, okay, got it. That much
Yeah.
more appropriate.
All right, everybody get in the boat wherever you want to be at. I'll put Crux in last if you guys want an advantageous position in the boat somewhere.
Crux, are you sure you want to come with us? Oh my gosh. Push once again.
You elves always muscling for the same spot.
I want to be up front.
This one smells
Rich, where
like
you want Arnold to be? Okay.
My friends, I have the ability, I think, to communicate with this creature. Should I attempt to ward her away from this abode before we attack?
What can you tell me about her?
Oh, I know little about her, but I have a spell that I can cast that will enable me to communicate with her. Speak with animals is what I'm talking about, metagame.
Oh, if it goes, go F yourself and then eats us. What's the plan?
Then we kill it, of course.
I don't know about you, but this boat seems much smaller out of a sudden.
We might need a bigger boat.
Let's go.
All right, so you guys are going to pull away from the dock. What's your plan? What's your intention? How do you want to rouse her? Is going to wait for her to show up? Do you want to go fishing for her? What are you doing?
Can we paddle around this island or whatever we're at, where the tower is, or what?
Yeah, I mean, there's an air pocket around this island, roughly about 40 feet away from the edge.
I mean, we don't have any chum to throw in the water to troll with or anything, right? So I guess we just paddle around till the thing approaches us.
I'll say that the little sharks were over here kind of picking at some bird scraps. I say there's still a little bit in the water here when she scared them off.
Okay.
So you can find some bird guts if you want to chum the water up with that. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, let's draw it in. If we're going to kill it or talk to it, we need it to come. So.
Okay. All right, so a little bit of a theory of the mind here. So you guys are going to pull away. I'm not going to move the boat because then you guys got to keep moving yourself. But we'll assume you're 20, 30 feet away from the shore, unless you want to be further out from that. You guys tell me.
That seems reasonable if we got chum in the water.
Okay.
But we would have been able to see anything in that area from the ground, the exact same.
Yeah, there's the I guess the wild space or water level, whatever you want to call it, is you can see through it. It's just like space. It's like an invisible, I guess, water level.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So as you guys start paddling around, you're chumming up the waters. You see lots of birds kind of descend upon you and the chum as you're throwing stuff out. Everyone can give me a perception roll if you would like. Who we missing?
Me. Sorry.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So Sparky.
Arnold probably got 20 something too, by the way.
Arnold did? No, Arnold got 17.
No, he just
What's
rolled
his
a D20.
bonus, though?
Oh, what is Arnold's? Screw
Oh,
it.
sorry, I
Sparky
forgot to add the wisdom. That'd be +4, so we got a 21.
got 21. Okay. All right. So Arnold and Sparky, you watch as you're kind of trying to look between the birds that keep swooping in and picking up the chum. A humongous creature heading your direction. But the other two don't see it in time.
Is it close enough that I could verbally communicate with it, or no? It's deeper. It's deep in the water, so I guess my voice wouldn't reach it, right?
Reach it?
Yeah.
I'll give you a
Not actually
reaction.
water, though, is it?
I'll
Oh,
give
it's
you a
not
reaction
actually- Yeah.
because it's coming towards you. So if you want a
Okay.
reaction, cast this. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'd like to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And try to communicate with the creature.
Okay, you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Beasts.
It's a beast, I assume. No?
Oh, I gotta check now. See if it's considered a beast or something else.
Strange beast.
All right. You reach out. What do you want to try to communicate to it with or say?
I want to say that we are politely asking that it move on to a different location, or else we might be forced to attack it.
Okay. And it
It
communicates
is not
back.
welcome. It is not welcome here.
Beasts can give you information about nearby locations. Blah, blah. Okay. All right. So as you mind probe out with this thing, trying to speak with it, you get this weird, muddled response. Incomprehensible. And then you can roll initiative.
Alrighty.
Meta knowledge. It is not a beast.
That would explain it. Good thing I didn't burn a spell slot or a mana point for that.
Now, why is I clicked
Yeah,
on
my-
advantage, but it didn't roll advantage on that. Why is that?
I don't know if advantage is set up to do that for initiative.
Okay. Well, I got a 19.
Okay.
Because I do have advantage because of my sword.
Yeah, I
Oh
got
my
roll
god,
for
you waste your crit on advantage, Don.
I know. I know.
Dude. You could only gotten 1 point higher.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody in the turn order? All right, to make this simple, does anyone else want to run Crux? So I'm just running the monster. If so, I'll give you access to him.
That's fine. If you want me to, I will.
Okay.
If no one else wants to.
Holy
If it's
shit.
easier for you.
He should not be in the boat with you. Okay, I can't believe I'm doing this, but here you go, Rand.
All right.
Nope, I think I just gave you access to view it and not do anything, so I gotta go one step further.
Where am I going to find him at?
Under a folder called Light of Xaryxis.
Light of Xaryxis. Got it. Got it.
Light of Xaryxis. Why do I know that?
That's the name of this module.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Sparky and Arnold are not surprised. I guess technically, Don,
Next might.
nobody is surprised, are they?
Nobody. Yeah, because I
Because-
would have had, 30 feet at least.
You all sense something rising up out of the water next to you. So, okay, no surprise around. So I'll just put him on token layer. As it leaps up out of the water and sort initiative order. Oh, look, he's first. That worked out well. I like that. Oh, shit. Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Well, Arnold, welcome to the crew. You're at the back of the boat.
It's a good day to die.
So, and he's going to do this first. He leaps up and Conch, you see its one little protruding eye stalk eye kind of look at you as its mouth opens up. So first I need you
You forgot about the third rule.
1 minute to strategize.
That's fine. All right. So
You
need
guys
me
can
to,
strategize after he attacks. So I need you to make a wisdom save.
Got it. Wisdom saved.
As his mouth comes down onto
I'd like
Arnold.
to use an advantage, probably.
Oh, shit.
Okay, Conch, so you are frightened until the start of the scavenger's next turn.
Can I use what do I have? Anything? Shit, maybe I don't.
You can burn an inspiration card to get advantage on it.
Why was I thinking that was that other creature? No, I'll be frightened.
And does a 20 hit you, Arnold?
Ouch. I say again, ouch. There'll be no sequel for me.
Holy shit, 39. Did I roll just really good or what?
Yeah.
No, I actually didn't. I
did.
only had 112 in there, though.
Put me
Oh,
straight
boy.
to 0.
Good Lord, is it really 60-12?
60-12 damage for one attack.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Something's helping.
Brian.
So Brian didn't weigh the CR of this one creature. I told you, any battle in which one creature shows up, we're screwed. Like, trust me. That's why I suck dick at one creature encounters.
Okay, if the target is a larger or smaller creature, it must succeed on a DC 16 deck save or be swallowed. So give me a deck save before you die,
I say that
Arnold.
he's died. Dead.
He's dead. Arnold, so long. Nice to know you.
Wow.
All right, so Rich, just to
Down he
remind you,
goes.
inspiration cards,
Blast.
you can burn one. You can
No,
burn an
Rich,
inspiration
Rich.
card to get the advantage on that.
Make it so it gets disadvantaged. Well, I don't know what your AC is, dude, but it only rolled a 10 to hit you.
It's your call.
So
Do that, or you got to rely on your others to maybe save you.
what I have an inspiration card, but I could burn that just to try to better the decks. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
you basically, if you can play it, go ahead and play it. If it doesn't help you, you can just burn it and you can re-roll that save if you want.
I need to beat a 16, right?
Correct.
The inspiration card's not going to help me at all.
Biggest chances to make me miss.
All right, so the card itself is no use. If I turn it in, I can just re-roll it. Is that how you
Correct.
use it?
That's correct.
We'll give that a shot then.
Okay, go and play the card.
Trying to remember
burn
how
it.
to do that.
I think you just click on it and drag it to the tabletop.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
And then
And I can re-roll your deck save.
Of course, it's at a -1. Go!
Oh man.
All right. So, Rich, you are in the
belly
tummy.
of the
And you know
beast.
what? I feel bad. Half that damage. You don't
Don't-
take 39. You take
So bad. This is
20.
the way things happen, and there's other sidekicks I could pick up. I think this is actually kind of
Yeah, he could play Crux. Actually, he's probably tougher than Arnold.
yeah.
That's true.
All right. I'm floating you an olive branch here. Do you want to take 20 damage and still be alive inside his stomach?
Yes.
Okay. Twist my arm.
All right. So only take 20 damage,
All right. So I'll take.
but you are in his stomach and you are swallows. Let me grab your little yum, 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 yum. And that's his turn. Enix, what would you like to do?
Enix.
Enix.
Enix is going to do a little starlight step and hop on this mofo's back. And then he's going to come down with his great sword directly onto his back. So he's going to ride him like a bull.
Okay, first, I want you to give me an athletics or dexterity check, because
For
basically
us.
you're going to have to grab a hold of him like you're riding a bronco with your legs, because both your hands are on the sword.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So
Yep.
give me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice, to see if you're able to pull this off.
What's the say? What's the? What do I
didn't
need to
say.
get?
I didn't say, did I?
Well, hopefully I can do it.
Yeah. You clamp your boots. Your boots like you sink into his skin a little bit.
Okay. And then
let's see your attack if you want. $20. That just barely hits. But you hit him for 15. Now, I want you guys to make sure, or at least Rich, you go up and read that small detail about the swallow. If the scabbard takes 25 damage or more from a single turn from a creature, then it's got to roll a con save or regurgitate you.
oh shoot, I better hit it again then.
That's right. You guys are level 6. You have 2 attacks, don't you? Oh, look at that. Is your crit set up right?
No.
It is not. So 12 plus 12. So 24 more. Well, there you go. There's the first con save for him to see if he regurgitates.
Stickler, but you told me to read it, Brian. Are you sure
What?
to check that?
Read what? The regurgitate?
25 or more.
Right, on a single turn. This is his turn. He had 2 attacks.
From
A 15 damage and a 12 plus 2 and a 24.
It's
From a creature inside it.
Oh, creature inside it. I stand corrected. I apologize.
I'm sorry, I tried.
No,
It's
cool.
still pretty sweet
I was
damage.
planning on doing 25 too, but then you told me to read it. The first time I read it, I was like, how can I do 25 damage?
Oh, shit, it is inside, isn't it? All right, so I'll add another wrinkle to that. I'll say if he takes 40 damage from the outside, same
In
thing.
a single turn.
Sweet.
Okay.
So 24 and 15 is 39. I swear I didn't do it on purpose. All right, so I gotta take that last damage at 24. All right, so it's bleeding. Got fish guts pouring out. More birds are swarming, trying to swoop in and grab some fish guts. Okay, that it for Enix?
Yep.
Okay, Conch.
Madam Hussey.
Conch is afraid. Being frightened. I don't think he can move. He can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear and has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. But that's okay because right now what Conch is doing to get over his fear is what he would do anyways. And he is going to invoke his Blade Song as a bonus action while casting Haste as an action. And the result of this marriage of Blade Song and Haste is something quite legendary called the Haste Blade Song.
What is this? Have you added an extra little thing to explain it all, I guess?
Yeah, it just makes it easy. So his speed's now 80 movement per round as his standard move. His AC is standard 25, and he gains an additional action each turn that can be used to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. Additionally, yeah. So I'll let you read it. But,
Okay, all that warrior feared.
yes.
Okay.
Now he can move, but he's going to stand his ground with this creature here. He can't move closer yet. He's just kind of getting into fighting stance, Brian.
Okay. Now just remember, you're only feared until the start of its next turn. So I'm gonna give you a little token here for now. Okay.
No.
Did it for Conch?
Okay, that's why I didn't do anything. Yep.
Okay. All right, Sparky.
Okay, Sparky's going to whip out his trusty hand crossbow. It might be a little
crusty from here on forward. Yes.
His crusty hand crossbow, and say, "Oh, you're a bad fish," and then attack him.
Yeah, look at you guys.
Okay, so that I'm also, in case you're wondering, as a bonus action, I'm doing where is it? Planar Warrior. That's what the force damage is. I can put that up if you want to see that. And then I'm using my favored foe Ranger ability as well, which is where the other piercing damage comes from.
So it should actually be 8. So it's 1d4. You have 1d6 as your favored for planar. Wait a minute.
Oh wait, I got 1d6 for favored foe is good. 1d8 for planar is fine.
Something's going on weird, dude. So it was actually 1d8 plus 1d6, and you rolled a 2 and a 2, but it should be plus then 14.
Yeah, it was a crit as well, which is confusing. All right. So it should be 1d8 force, 1d6 favored foe, and then 1d6 plus 4 for just the hand crossbow itself. But
so the first one is 4 plus 14, right?
Right. So and then 6 plus 6.
Okay, so 18 and 12. That is 30. 30 points. Holy shit, guys. All right. More fish guts as your bolt rips right through it out the other side.
All right,
More
and I
birds
get
are starting to swarm.
yep, and I get a another attack, although I cannot use planar warrior and favored foe again for that one. It's supposed to be. I don't know why it's rolling it this way. That's an 18, I guess. No,
There
it's
we go.
not. It's 6. Oh, yeah, it is because I have archery fighting style too.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I
So
don't.
it is an 18.
Yeah, it's an 18.
Okay, but only that hits as well. This time the bolt doesn't go through it; just kind of stuck in it.
Okay.
Okay. The
And
thing is bloodied.
okay, and that's all I can do except for I'm going to stay where I am, I suppose.
All right. Commodore Crux, whoever's running him. Is that you, Rand?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Does it puke up its thing yet, or no?
Hasn't gotten 40 from the outside yet. And Arnold's about to take his turn after Crux.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Let's see, Commander Crux. You know what? Commander Crux thinks that this is a pretty big threat, so he's actually gonna. I don't have the ability to move. Oh yeah, I do. Was he in threat range, Brian? I guess I should ask you before.
No, he was not. This thing is basically at the end of the boat, like Jaws.
Okay. So
Like
he
this.
will kind of move back there, and he's gonna pull out that crossbow of his and just start taking some shots. Ooh.
Conch takes a crossbow bolt to the head. He's dead.
Right. Good job. I don't know if I need a dex check on Conch or something.
Oh, that's right. Crux has the thing. He can fire that thing twice, doesn't he? I forgot about that. Okay. So the second one does hit for only 5 piercing.
And if you need me to make any kind of check on Conch, I can.
Nope, that's not enough damage. Okay. They have a Crux.
Yes.
Okay. Arnold, you're inside the belly of the beast. What do you want to try to do?
As seeing as I acted last, while I was getting swallowed, much in the Brody fashion, I was, "Don't worry about me. I'll take care of myself." As he goes down. So while I'm in the belly of the beast, I reach deep within myself. I call upon him honor and say, "Do you have great plans for me, Spirit Guardians?" Casting Spirit Guardian from within the beast. Dodge
Wow.
this.
Spirit Guardians. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see.
That'll be a good one.
I
Now
gotta,
let's 3.
gotta scroll back up and see if you take damage at the start of his turn or start of yours for the acid damage.
I didn't roll that well, unfortunately.
Take 8 acid damage at the start of each of the Scabber's turns. Okay, so you're good right now until he goes.
Okay.
All right, so he's got to make a wisdom save. And I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to say disadvantage because you're inside the damn thing.
There you go.
So wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it says? Where does it say wisdom?
Let's see. Hold on.
It's wisdom. It's for sure wisdom.
Wisdom
Okay.
saving throw on a failed throw. They take 3d8 radiant.
All right, so 15 more from inside.
And
Can't you watch right in front of you? The thing kind of burps in front of you.
this is going to be a DM call. As a bonus action, can I then cast Sanctuary on myself?
No 2 spells.
All right.
Sorry, that was a DM call. I apologize.
Yeah, you can only cast 2 spells if like an action is a cantrip and a bonus action is a spell.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay.
All right. That's it for me.
That's it. Okay, this guy's up. Take 8 points of 1 minute strategize as Arnold takes 8 more points of acid damage. So this is something for Rich for you. What we've added is now at the start of every round, I give you guys a chance to kind of talk amongst yourselves how you want to strategy. That way we minimize doing this in between rounds. So you guys got 1 minute to kind of talk about how you want to do this. and then we jump right back into combat again. So 1 minute, go.
If Arnold can get down deeper into its stomach, I'm gonna try to throw a grenade with Commodore Crux into its mouth, and to cause more damage from the inside, to add to your damage from the inside, and thus hopefully expel you meta knowledge wise.
Problem is I'm at the end of the round, so we're going into a new round. So that damage won't add on until at the very end of the round, where it's already bloodied. I don't expect it to survive this round.
So maybe, and this might be too much meta, but maybe Brian, could he maybe see like the tip of Arnold's head, and he's like, Arnold, get down.
You can give me a perception roll on your turn as a bonus action if you want.
Okay, maybe he'll do that, and then he'll try to delay his throw until after you've gone. Would be my idea for Commodore Crux. Conch is going to try to tank this guy, guys. It's not looking good, and I've never done it versus something with this big of a plus to hit. And Conch is a wizard, so keep that in mind.
All right, Sparky Enix, real quick. Anything from you guys? Because time's up.
Nope, I'm just gonna stab.
Yep.
I'll cut you out here in a second.
Okay. All right. So Arnold, if you didn't already, take that 8 points of poison damage at the start of the Scabber's turn. You already did?
Before.
Okay. And then the next one is going to be the obvious thing right in front of him. Conch. Holy shit.
Holy shit. Hey, guess what, Brian? It missed.
It missed with a 29?
I have a 30 AC when I cast shield, buddy.
Nice.
Shield stack with that? I think you could
Hell
stack
yeah, it does.
something else.
There's no shield. There's no force barrier. It's blade song spinning around plus haste, faster movement, and then shield as
Holy
a
crap.
force spell.
You can make a broken fucking character, can't you?
He sure can. He's a master.
I wouldn't call that broken.
A wizard that doesn't get hit. That's the whole deal. By the wizard.
All right, so you guys watch as this thing lunges forward and like tries to clomp down on Conch. There's like a magical force field around it, like a giant marble in this thing's mouth right now, and it is Conch, but he's not being touched by the teeth. You know, it's going to stay there. It's going to keep trying to crush you. It doesn't know any better. That's his turn.
I do have like advantage on acrobatics and stuff too.
Okay, Enix.
Enix is going to go, I guess, just stab.
42 damage, pretty much.
Yeah. I think.
Damn, look at you guys.
And
Load.
again.
Nice.
So 25 total. More fish guts go spewing out. More birds collaborate on this and are just diving into here like a bunch of birds diving for little fishies, but he's still kicking and swimming.
That's all I got. Nope.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. Okay. Oh, GM rolled. That works even better. I love it.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Okay. Okay, Conch.
All right. Not being feared anymore. Conch needs to go on the offensive a bit. With his short sword in hand, he is going to start thwacking. Just giving some good thwacks. I'm going to cast the Booming Blade and thwack it. Oops. That didn't roll the damage, sorry.
Didn't roll the attack.
That didn't roll the attack.
Okay.
So
25 definitely hits. What's the total?
It'd be 12.
12.
Yep. And then with his bonus action, if 19 hits, it would do 12.
Okay. You guys all watch as the last strike from Conch splits the thing's head in two, and it turns upside down and it starts floating.
I got an extra one. Can I just stab it in the eyeball?
You can do whatever you want at this point.
You wasted a crit to kill a dead creature.
I thought you were gonna yell for Arnold or try to look for him or something, right?
Yeah, I'll do that too. I got 80 feet of movement left. Arnold. Grab him.
Are you going to voluntarily enter the big bowl of acid?
I mean, I can go ploop ploop. Like I'm like super
It's
speed.
fine.
I'm like Sonic the Hedgehog, dude.
I'm just giving you shit, man. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll take some acid damage if I need to. Sonic speed.
Okay. And I think if I remember correctly, once it dies, you just need 10 feet of movement to get out of its gullet, Arnold. So you can do that before the start of it. Technically, it doesn't have a turn anymore. It's dead. So, yay, Arnold survived.
I didn't
Barely.
even get to throw a force grenade with the Crux.
That would have been interesting because I was going to roll. Okay, you throw a force grenade inside there, Arnold's going to take some of that damage too.
Conch would too. My whole point is to move at the end of my action.
Throw a grenade and then run.
Well, I mean, Conch would be getting out of there, right? We had
Hey, Arnold, catch! All right, so we are out of combat at this point. And Topolah over in the rocking chair starts clapping and cheering. Woo! That was exciting, boys. But a deal's a deal. Here's your Ori. And Crux, don't be a stranger when you come back next time. And she will send you on your way with her new wild Ori, which Crux is very happy about. And you guys can make your way safely back on the Jolly over to the waiting living tree. No, sorry, not living tree. Name of his ship is called
Second Wind.
Second Wind. Thank you. Yes, I don't think I ever even said that.
I think we
It was
should.
in the metagame stuff you gave us earlier.
Ah, okay.
I think we should tie a rope
That
or
creature
something
was-
to the creature and drag it behind us.
Yeah,
so we can
I think we
dissect
should,
this and
man.
make stuff.
That's a trophy. That's a trophy right there. And we didn't even explode its head. Like we should definitely try to do some taxidermy on this thing, man.
Okay. Everyone give me a wisdom save.
Wisdom
wisdom
save.
check. Wisdom check, sorry.
How do you roll that differently than a save, or do you?
Click
Check.
on wisdom.
Yeah, check. You just click on wisdom instead of the actual save.
Okay.
And I was going to give Enix and Sparky advantage on this roll. If you guys fail miserably, I'll have
Enix.
to do it.
Annex.
As long as you got an E in front of it, I'm going to keep saying Enix. I'm sorry.
I rolled twice, but 18.
Yeah. 6 and
18.
12 are my two rolls.
Yeah, it was just a DC 12.
X. Oh,
So-
Brian, he does have in parentheses NX.
Yeah, I think when I had to create a secondary sheet to kind of compare some stuff, and that's why I wrote it to NX.
Oh, what's silly is I thought that he was NX and X. That's why I kept calling him the son of Musk or whatever, the 10th son of Elon.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It was all one name. I'm like, what the heck? It's NX and X.
I was trying to spell it phonetically.
So
Yeah.
NX and Sparky and Arnold, along with Crux, if you guys bring it up, know that if you tow this thing behind you on your ship, you're basically creating a giant lure for something bigger to come up and eat this thing. And there are things bigger than this within wild space.
Let's
So
do
you
it.
can do it if you want, but you could get something just as big as the ship come up and eat that.
And maybe
Could
eat
we-
the ship too.
Could we shrink it and put it in a bag of holding and then bring it out at a later time and attach it to like an enemy ship as they sail off?
Do you guys have some kind of powerful spell you can shrink it?
Well, I mean, I got enlarge reduce, I think.
How long does that last?
I don't know, enough
Well-
to put it in a bag of holding, probably.
Yeah, once it goes in the bag of holding, I think it'd be fine.
The bag
You
of
have
holding
to
doesn't
shrink
have a
it to bring it-
definitive size. They could
You have
there's
to-
a limitation.
Yeah, you have to shrink it to bring it back out again, though.
You know what's funny is I don't think I have that spell because Ninute has that spell, and Conch and Ninute have always played together. So, yeah,
Okay.
that screwed me over. We were supposed to compare spell books and trade spells, and then one of us got sent to space. You know, weird things happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, looky here. If slain, Big Mama regurgitates a partially digested dwarf skeleton
Aw, poor dwarf.
wearing a
Uh-oh.
fish suit. And that is something specific to this module. So I got to look it up what a fish suit is. So someone mark that down on the party loot as I look this up.
A fish suit.
A fish
A
suit is what it says.
dwarf-size fish suit.
Or fish suit. Why do I get the feeling that stinks really bad?
Here is the fish suit. Nope, that's all stuff about the city. All right. I'm not sure what book to look in, but as I recall from my other readings, I think this is basically something that allows you to, it basically lets you go out and swim in wild space for an extended period of time. Don't have to hold your breath if you get out of an air pocket. I don't know where it is in the book. They don't have a glossary in here in this book. So just remind me, I'm going to look it up between settings. Right now, that's what I'm going to say it is. You can wear it and you have, I'll say, 8 hours of breathing in it before it needs to get refreshed.
Can you wear it like boxer shorts underneath the normal clothes?
It encompasses your entire body. It is a full suit, like a spaceman suit.
According to D&D Beyond, it's a bulky suit which fully encases your head and body. 1 minute to don or doff. While worn, it enables you to breathe in an airless environment and renders you immune to all harmful effects of atmosphere.
Does it have a time frame?
Let's see if he kind of cuts off. Let me see if it's gonna.
Oh man, if you know how a lot of items have like a quote attached to
but
them.
I don't own Spelljammer, so I don't get the full description.
If
yeah.
this item had a quote attached to it, it should say, "quote Everyone loves the smell of their own brand."
All right, so for now, I'm going to roll what he just shared with us. Plus, it's good for 8 hours. I don't think it's going to come into play in this session, but there you go. You got a way to survive in an airless place, or go walk through a big cloud of poisonous gas or whatever like that.
Now, do we have anyone that could use that?
I guess you guys can divvy it up now if you want.
Can do what?
Decide who wants it or gets it.
Oh, I don't think
good.
Sparky breathes, so he doesn't really need it.
I'm good.
And it's magical, so it can be resized to any size person. Just because it came off a dwarf skeleton doesn't mean it has to stay as a dwarf size.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I think there's only one person that.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Arnold, would it have helped Arnold inside the fish to resist the acid damage?
It doesn't say anything, as I recall, about acid. It just says like it helps you breathe.
It did say something about harmful effects of atmosphere, didn't it? I thought.
Yeah, but if it's liquid poison from the digestive juices, I don't think it's going to help.
I don't know, man. That's your atmosphere if you're in the belly of something.
I mean, there are plenty of planets with like nitrous acid atmospheres and stuff.
Well, if Arnold gets swallowed again, we'll find out.
Okay, fair enough.
How's that?
Yeah.
Help me get
See
into
if we
the
can find this
thing.
brother.
I look like a cop.
RoboCop.
Kindergarten carp.
Oh, kindergarten cop. Sorry, wrong cop.
It's
Carp.
Puma.
Carp.
Oh, carp.
Yeah.
Carp.
Trying to be funny with this horrible accent.
That's right. Okay. All right. So you guys are going to drag this thing behind your ship moving forward, right?
No, I was just thinking we were gonna.
I'm going to move to the other side of the ship.
I mean, you can probably cut it up and get yourself like a few days or maybe a week's worth of rations out of all the fish meat on here.
It's edible.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You said it wasn't a
Topolah will tell you
beast. Yeah, it wasn't a beast, so I didn't
monstrosity.
Brian, I just wanted to taxidermy its head, not the whole thing. I want it to somehow mount it to our tree ship.
You want the fish head on the front of the ship?
Yeah, especially if it has like fear properties, like its eyes, like make people afraid.
You could hollow out the eye and put a lantern in it.
I'll tell you, like, You give me a persuasion check versus Commodore Crux's
Common sense.
versus a D20 plus something that I'll determine.
All right. I think I can do that. Let me roll him with disadvantage and me with advantage.
I'm rolling for him. Once I determine what I want to use here.
All right. You said persuasion. I'm not good at persuasion. I want to do. Never mind. If I could phrase it in such a way that made it more this is a smart thing to do. I did click the wrong one. Hold on. That was.
That's a good roll. I'll take 9 plus whatever your bonus is.
Yeah. It's just 9.
Oh, 9 is your number.
Oh shit! I did performance. Oh my god! All right, so persuasion. There you go. 10.
Your roll was 9.
Listen, it was a very smart performance-based persuasion check.
Like,
all right.
So let me role play this a little bit. You want me to take a giant dead fish and mount it to the front of my beloved ship? Is that what you're saying?
First, I tell him all the intellectual values of doing so, and then I use my hands with great gestures, and then I try to vocalize it, but maybe it's just because I'm a sea elf from Earth.
When you get your own ship, you can add whatever kind of dead animal head you want to it, but my ship is not going to have a fish head on the front of it.
Let me talk to the tree, and I'll get back to you.
Now, if you want to drag a fish head behind us and catch something not quite as big as my ship, I'm okay with that, but I'm not putting that head on the front of my ship. No.
Oh, behind us. I can put it on the backside?
No, like bait, like out on a rope or something with a hook on it. You guys want to go fishing with a fish head?
All right.
Sorry, but he said no. He doesn't want a fish head on his ship. It's going to start stinking. Man, that's going to be nasty. Okay. All right. So, anything else you guys want to do with the carcass or anything else before you head back to the second wind? Take as a no.
Is there anything I know to do with the carcass?
Yeah.
Does anybody here have nature, survival, or harvester's tools?
Brian, look at this. I remember when I said I couldn't remember. I thought I had an ability, luck. If the sword is on your person, you can call on its luck. No action required to re-roll one attack, roll, ability check, or saving throw you dislike. Oh, well.
Or you want to use that for when he got swallowed? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not when either when he got swallowed or I think that was for my fear check. I was going to use it on when I said, but that's okay. I knew I had something there. I just couldn't find it. It's been a while. So I just want to make you think I wasn't trying to just pull shit out of my ass.
Okay, Brian, you said nature, survival, or
not survival. Survival makes sense. It's going to be nature, or if anyone ever took harvester's tools as a proficiency.
I got some good nature.
I'm pretty proficient. I got a 4.
Oh, same.
Okay, go ahead. Well, maybe we could talk through it.
Yeah, let's do it. I should help you since I just failed 3 times miserably.
Yes, if both of you are proficient in nature, I'll allow one of you guys to roll with advantage to see if you can determine what you might be able to get out of this.
I'm not proficient.
Neither am I. I've got a +4, but not proficient.
Is anybody proficient?
Not with nature.
Okay, then. You guys can each give me one roll from yourselves. It's the same as getting an advantage, but... Oh! Gosh!
I knew I was due.
Yeah. Right, so hold on. This monster is not in my monster harbor table, so I got to find something that's similar. Let me look up these.
No coincidence it's posted in that same box as luck. I'm kind of scared.
You think you might be able to sell that eye on the black market for as much as 200 gold pieces? And as you crit, I'm all look for something else as well.
Everyone, I think that this eye could go for about 100 gold on the black market, I think.
That just means you know that. It doesn't mean you successfully extracted it from him.
Does anyone know how to extract it? You, NX, come here, quick, with that roll of 21.
And then if you cut off each of its fins, well, it's got a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Shark
And I'll
fin
call
soup.
the back one 1, 9.
10.
Each one of those can fetch probably 20 to 50 gold pieces a piece.
And 10 gold per fin.
Yeah.
So nobody here has harvester's tools, right?
Nope.
No.
If
I got a
only you
great
had-
sword.
If only you had Whisper with you. Hold on, let me go check your other crewmates to see if Flynn has that. I don't think I gave it to him, but you know what? I'm gonna throw you a bone here. I'm gonna say that he has experience with harvester's tools. Yeah, he's lived on the wild space for a while. He can cut up fish and stuff. So he's just got to roll something to see if he can.
Is there really a tool called Harvester's Tools?
Yep, I added that to the game probably about a year ago, and no one ever takes it.
I didn't even know it existed.
I can tell. All right, so
Dude, I played characters with tools, and they've never had Harvester tools. That'd be like one of the first ones.
okay, and where's Flinch? So Flinch is going to try to cut the eye out first, and I will roll. His proficiency bonus isn't that great. He's going to roll a wisdom check and add 2 to it. DC of 15 to get that eye out in one piece. Nope.
Nope.
The eye bursts. Each of the fins, a lower DC. I'll say just a DC 12 for those to cut them all off. So 5 of them, this plus 2. Okay, 1. Nope. Nope.
Hey, 10 plus 2, you said, works.
Not for the eye. The eye had a DC of 15.
I know, but the 22, 12, 17, or 19.
Those for all the fins.
Yeah.
DC 12. Oh, you're right. The 10 would work. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, you got 3 fins. Are you marking this in the party loot?
Well, there was 10 fins, I thought.
10. I said 10 to 50, depending which one it was. The last one was worth the big money. The 17, that was a tail fin. That one's worth 25 gold pieces. If you call that big money.
25 GP plus. So how much in fins total? Like maybe 45 or
The
something?
last fin's 25. The other 2 smaller ones are 10 each.
Large fin. 10
Void Scarver fin, if you want to put that kind of detail in there.
fin. Void Scarver?
Void. A Scaver.
Scaver. Oops. I just typed it there. I'm used to Rob doing all of our work for us.
Rob's not here.
I know. I'll do it.
Num, num, num.
Where's our journal at, dude?
It's a loot bag, I thought he called it, right?
I'm looking. Magic items.
All right, while he's looking that up, you guys make your way back to the second win. And you guys are all waving goodbye to Topolah as you start pulling away. And then you watch as Topolah stands up in a start from her chair and pops, disappears out of sight, and reappears back on your ship. Let us switch to, you guys are now on the living tree, right? I've got a map just for the living tree. Well, you guys are getting all kinds of maps tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's put you back on this one. Everybody may not be on it.
Dude, this is the biggest pile of loot I've ever seen in this loot bag.
I probably got it all black, don't I?
Yep.
No. Oh, yeah. This.
Okay, I need to turn off the dynamic lighting.
Oh, Arnold has the +1 breastplate. Is that on Arnold? Rich, you see that?
I'm
Arnold
sorry,
should
I
have
couldn't
at
hear you.
least he should have at least like a 16 armor class plus whatever his dex bonus is.
I have 18 armor class. So I'm
Oh,
wearing a
sweet.
breastplate +1, and she have a shield.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
I have a crappy dex, and dex in 8, so that's a -1.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's gonna hurt. He has this marked as sewer of goth teen, drowned goth teen. Brian, what do you want me to put this as?
But what as?
Like the
What are you asking me?
the new title for this section.
For what section? What are you?
So where he has sewer drowned goth teen.
Oh yeah, that was for a regular Monster Hunter.
Right.
Okay. So, oh, you want to call? What do you call this session? Call it whatever you want. He always makes it up.
Spelljammer and the date.
Oh, Sharknado in space.
Okay, that'll work. I'm okay with that. All right, you guys all caught up now?
All right. Yes. So all we got is just one large void snarfer fin thing.
All right, so if you're not on this map, go ahead and drop yourself in here. Everybody on the map or can see the map now, I hope?
Yeah, I just need to drop my token. Give me 1 sec. Where is he? There he is.
And I'm just
Yeah,
writing
I guess
navigation
we'll go
device for the living ship. Is that okay?
I'm sorry, what?
If I just write navigation device for the living ship, that's fine.
Wild Space Orrery, if that's what you're talking about, that Topolah gave you.
Wild Space Orrery. AU.
ORRERY.
Okay, Brian, I can't seem to drag my the Arnold token off of the journal.
I'll get you. I'll get you. You still under sidekicks?
It was, yes. No, it was under Spelljammer, above sidekicks.
Commodore Crux. KCRUX.
KRUX, I think.
Got it. Too small. Scabber. Fins. Each.
Okay, everybody on board now, on deck, wherever you want to be at.
Is Concha on there or not?
Yeah, everybody's back on the second wind. Like I said, Topolah just reappears on the deck from about 100 feet away from where the little island is.
Your token's not on there though, Rand, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Sorry, dude. Gosh. Okay.
She goes, oh, I just remembered one more thing. I know of someone nearby that may be able to help a little bit more. His name is Grimzod Garganhail. So just fair warning, he's a pirate, but he's fought many battles against the Astral Elves. I mean, he and I had a little thing a while back, but we ended that, on mutual terms, and we're all peaceful and everything now. But no longer a thing. Anyway, he's got a small fleet nearby. I think he does, and he has been the past few years. He might be persuaded to help you guys out. I mean, more than one ship will definitely go towards the cause, right? Besides, he owes me a favor anyway. So just need.
Are you getting rid of us?
What? I'm sorry. Who you saying that to?
Crux.
Are you getting rid of us? You're asking Crux if he's getting rid of you.
Yeah, by trying to transfer us to the pirate ship, right?
No, that was Topolah that just shared all that with you,
Oh
not
shit.
Crux.
Okay. Sorry, I thought we were back up in space. We left with the navigation thing. I'm totally out of it.
Remember, you see in the distance she's waving, then she popped out of existence, and she popped back on the deck of the ship. And she says, "Oh, I forgot one more thing that may be able to help you."
Oh, gotcha. I'm an idiot.
Talking about this guy
Yeah.
she once knew, and he's got his fleet, but he's a pirate, so it's up to you guys if you want to pursue that avenue or find this place on your own.
Commodore seems like he is not so fond of pirates.
You got that straight. You're the only good pirate is a dead one.
Perhaps if our faces will bring trouble upon his vessel and its other occupants, perhaps we should disembark and go on this pirate ship.
Everyone give me a perception roll. Perception rolls all around. Ooh. Conch, you have belly button lint.
Nice.
How'd that get there?
I don't know. I've been picking at it for days and it just keeps growing.
Arnold and Sparky, you notice that when Crux says something about the only good pirate is a dead pirate, Topolah kind of has like this fake little giggle, like nervous. Yeah. Huh. You want to do anything with that perception roll? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, I was talking.
No, Topolah said that, you said?
She kind of giggled as Crux said, only kind of good pirate is a dead pirate.
Oh.
Sparky or Arnold, you want to do anything with that perception of that? Or are you going to let it go?
I will file it away for future, but let it go.
Same here.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'd be happy to kind of point you in the direction of where this fleet last was, if you guys are interested. Otherwise, I'll go back to tending my garden and my birds.
Man,
Man, now you hurt her
in
feelings.
my belly button. I have a healing potion for you. I'll trade you.
I heard what Rand said. I didn't. Don, was that you talking in the background too?
I said, dang, now you guys hurt her feelings. Great lady, is this something you think we should do?
Well, it's not. I just offered it up as if it was something you saw beneficial. I mean, you guys are talking about taking on the Xaryxian Empire. I mean, you're only one ship. Now, granted, Crux says that there's a coalition over there in Doomspace somewhere, but that's in Doomspace.
We should think about this. That's kind of you to offer.
Okay, so Brian, the DM, is saying this is a decision point here, guys. Either you want to follow up this potential, I guess,
Yeah.
quest, side hook, continuation, or disregard it and move on to Doomspace.
I totally missed that, man. He's all for it.
The pirates, do they hate these guys too?
Are they what?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, do they hate the Empire like we do?
Well, I mean, I know that Grimzod made quite a bounty off of raiding Xarian starships when they would come through this area. Crux kind of tisks at that. Just freaking pirates.
Yeah. Pirates bring firepower. Firepower good with big bad guys. We should check it out.
What does Crux think?
Crux can't stand pirates. He tells you that they're dishonorable. Says they don't play by the rules, and that's not how he was raised.
That's just the kind of foe we want against our enemies, though.
Not necessarily.
Flinch, his first mate, just kind of chews on his cigar stub he always has in his mouth. Doesn't say anything, keeping quiet. Crux says, "Well, if the rest of the crew think it's a good idea, then I'll go along with it for now. But I see any wrong moves made by these guys, and I'll put a crossbow bolt in their forehead."
Yeah, you could see what he did. How well he uses that.
So what say you guys? You want to talk about it? Vote on it? What do you want to do? Just need a decision.
So we're voting between going straight for Doom Space or following up this pirate connection, right? That's what we're voting on.
That's correct.
Yeah, I say we try to enlist the pirates. Could be fun.
Do we have somebody that's good at persuasion?
Not me. Conch, are you a suave talker?
And Topolah told you guys that he owes her a favor for what that's worth, if anything.
Owes her a favor.
That's correct.
He's like, screw your favor. I'm an honorable guy. Because if so, then my vote changes right there. Because he had me with the whole like, I'm honorable, pirates are dishonorable.
No, Topolah tells you that the pirate that she's telling you about owes her a favor, not Crux owes her a favor.
Oh,
Make sure I'm clear on that.
The pirate.
Correct.
Okay.
Grimzod is the pirate's name that she used to be having acquaintance with.
All right, we're 1-1. Come on, guys.
I vote for pirates.
Pirate.
We know. 2.
Pirates.
Arnold.
Pirates, yes.
Arnold and Nix.
Do I need to put it in the chat?
Pirate it is.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are heading for the pirates. Okay. All right, so Topolah stays on board. She goes, okay, I'll kind of point you in the direction where they were last seen, where they kind of hold up, waiting for opportunities to come by. Okay. So she takes you without, beyond eyesight of her floating little tower section, and through one section of a floating asteroid field, and then towards another conglomeration of asteroids. Typically, they stray between this asteroid field and the next one down, but just keep an eye out. I'll stay out here on deck. If I see him, do not attack. Do not act aggressive, because there will be more than one ship. But I have no doubt they will approach us and let me do the talking. Okay? Anyone have a problem with this?
No,
Works
that
for
actually
me.
sounds great.
Okay. Yeah, I could just lead you guys right into any kind of a trap, couldn't I? This
Right?
is great. Okay, dead ahead, you see a cloud of debris that appears to be drifting wreckage of several ships. And Crux shouts, "To hell with what she says, to arms!" Peering through his spyglass, he adds, "Looks like 3 flying fishes, 3 lampreys, 2 squid ships, and 2 star moths." Those are all different kinds of ships. Those of you that are unfamiliar with wild space will only know the name of star moths. That's what was on the very first ship that attacked you guys when you left Toral. Those of you that are from this area, that'd be Sparky and Enix, would recognize the other ships as well.
What's special about the other ships metagame for those of us who would recognize them? Anything different, I mean?
I was switching books because I was anticipating that answer. Flying fish. Let's see what that one says. Oh, I got to take just a quick timeout. My granddaughters are here. Let me pause the recording. I'll be right back, guys.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So, Crux. Well, he told you he saw the different kind of ships, and you're asking about anything specific about those ships, right? That's
yeah,
what I was looking up.
Sparky. Yeah, Sparky was asking, or you just what would Sparky know? About that.
Yep. So I said there were flying fish. What would he know about flying fish? He's been around long enough. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom or intelligence check, real low DC. As long as you roll an 8 or higher, and you're probably gonna know most of this. Sparky or Enix. I'm good with either one of you. Okay, good enough. Aside from space galleons, which was the very first ship you're on, the Moon Dancer, with Captain Elena that took you off in Twirl, flying ships are the most common vessels in wild space, favorites among merchants and adventurers alike. Flying fish ship can float and sail on water, but isn't built to land on the ground, as most ships are not. Typical weapons on a flying fish include a forward-mounted mangonel, let's say a catapult, and an aft-mounted ballista. There's no particular race or type of monster or humanoid or whatever that favors this. Again, it's pretty much anybody. These are like wild space faring merchant ships, basically. Okay. And then the other kind, he said, do you say lamprey?
Yeah, lamprey was one.
Okay. Lamprey ships are among the oldest spelljamming ships still in use. Surlons are particularly fond of them. So Surlons is what the group fought aboard the derelict Nautiloid, those grub-looking things that shape changed and attacked them. So, so far, not a good people to be friends with. It uses metal grappling jaws built into its bow to attach itself to another ship. Also includes ballistae on the main deck. Lamprey can float on water, can't land on land. And that's probably the gist of what you know about them. What was the other ship I said? Was Squid Ship one of them?
I just heard Star Moth, lamprey, and what was the first one you said?
Let me go back and see what I said. 3 flying fishes, 3 lampreys, 2 squid ships, and 2 star moths.
Oh, so you did say squid. Okay, I didn't catch that.
Okay, so squid ships, looks like a squid, obviously. Among one of the oldest types of spelljamming vessels. They're popular with privateers and often used as patrol ships. Have a forward-mounted mangonel, 2 aft-mounted ballistae, and a reinforced bow for ramming. The tentacles that extend from the bow account for nearly half of the ship's keel length. So they have a piercing ram mounted to them. And then the actual tentacles will grab a hold of it once it does that. So more of a privateer / pirate type of a ship. And the Star Moths are almost exclusively part of the Xaryxian Empire of the Astral Elves, which Enix will be very familiar with. Okay, so Crux says to arms, and she said to temper. So what do you guys want to do here?
Enix is going to try to talk him down and say, Commodore, let's give the great lady an opportunity to try here. You've got a great crew. We can fight it out if we need to, but let her try.
Anyone else have an argument, or 2 or 4? 2 or against?
Conch would be on the side of Enix.
Okay. Have one of you give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Yeah, I got a -1.
I think I'm 0. So, is there anybody else for or against?
That's why I asked for once I got 2, then I'd have my answer.
Well, you got advantage. You can do it.
got advantage. Oh, from us two?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Just saying.
Like, why are you so blindly listening to someone you just met? I've known her for years, and I've known pirates for years. This is not a good idea. To arms. And you see the rest of his crew kind of getting around.
Crux, I was with you, and I said no. Let's not do the pirate thing. But now that we are doing the pirate thing, we can't say no. Let's not do the pirate thing when there's 10 pirate ships around us.
He yells at Starbow, the name of the treant. Says, grab yourself a couple of mangonels. Okay. And you see Topolah getting nervous, holding up her hands, waving Frank, and no, don't do this. Don't do this. That's his fleet. That's his fleet, I tell you.
We're one ship, man. Against the fleet.
It's like, I didn't say I was going to attack. They're probably going to attack us, is what I fear.
No,
Like, no.
We need
Go
this
ahead.
fleet. We need this fleet.
Says, wait.
This is
She'll
like 3 days later, you said, right, Brian?
correct.
Okay.
3 days from so you guys all got your max HP back and mana and everything.
Arnold was looking a little low.
I don't think it was
So-
3 days. I think it was probably more like at least a day. But I'm okay with that. Okay. She goes, wait. So I can send me over first to treat with him before you go in guns a blazing. She kind of snarls at Crux a little bit. He just kind of harumph, crosses his arms. What say you? And he looks at the rest of the crew.
Perhaps one of us should go with her.
And she looks
One or
down at
more
you,
of us.
Sparky. Says, can you
I'll go.
fly?
I can levitate.
You can levitate? Well, that's kind of a slow process, is it not?
True.
I'm not sure Mr. Crux here has that kind of patience. And they're probably about 300 feet away at this point, which is within range of, I think, mangonels. Maybe not ballistas.
If I want to, could move 240 feet around. I think. No.
Swimming through wild space.
Potentially. Yeah.
I don't want to get too crunchy in the numbers, but once you get beyond, I'm going to say roughly 100 feet of the ship, you no longer have an air pocket.
Yeah, that should only last for about 6 seconds. Is what I said.
Okay. Right. So I say I don't want to get too crunchy. I kind of figured you could probably hold your breath for the little bit there, but just remind you guys that once you leave the air pocket, you have to hold your breath basically. All right. So
It'd be funny if they were like, no air pocket, boop. And I'd be like, oh shit.
is that what you guys want to do? You want to
Uh,
send Conch with her? Do you want everyone to go at a slow pace with,
or the gnome.
With,
I'm good with the gnome too.
he can only go 10 feet around
Because he
levitating.
has no swim speed. And he can't levitate doesn't even give you any horizontal movement.
Yeah, somebody would have to tow me, right? They could tow me if I was levitating and they were flying, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that is true. I didn't think about that. But yeah, she can
So-
tow you along.
Yeah, I'll go with her if she'll tow me over there. I can levitate with my armor.
Okay. So is that what you guys want to do?
Is it just going to be me, or is Conch going too?
Concha go. Space Pirates and him seem like fun.
All right. So Topolah, Conch, and Sparky are all going to go over to the ship.
Yeah, now what's Topolah using to avoid the absence of air in space?
She can cast Fly, and she also has the spell, I forget what it's called. Basically, you can create an air bubble around your head. There's a spell in Spelljammer module that teach you that they can learn to basically create a bubble around your head.
By the way, Topolah, is there any chance I could perhaps learn this from you? Or maybe you write a scroll later on before you
like,
leave our
Well,
company.
not right now.
Well, obviously, not right now. It's okay. I'll make do. But But before you leave, could you potentially sell me a scroll?
What? We got pirates on the horizon, and you're worried about me giving you a scroll.
Listen,
Everyone give me a
believing
perception
in
roll.
grace is important.
Everyone give me a perception roll.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Okay. So Crux is still moving forward with his ship. And Sparky and Conch. Oh shit, everybody except for Enix. You can see as the second wind is making its way through some of the debris, you guys can see 2 human corpses drifting close towards the second wind, along with a blood red pirate flag drifting in space not too far away. And 3 gray scabbers, that's those little shark things, but much smaller than what you fought, pick at the drifting corpse of an astral elf warrior.
Wait, so these corpses are from the pirate ships, or they're just floating around the pirate ships?
Or are they looking like they're the bad guys, the galaxy people?
You're basically piloting the ship through debris, like in a flotsam, I guess you call it out in the sailors' terms. And among the flotsam, you guys see there are 2 human corpses, a blood red pirate flag, and 3 gray scabbers, little shark-like creatures, picking at a third drifting corpse.
Okay. What do you make of this, Captain?
So it looks like dead folk. That happens around pirates.
What kind of dead folk are these?
I'm not going to pull them up on board if that's what you're asking. They're dead. Let them be.
Aside from our friend here, who seems to be the only good astral elf we found, these ones seem to be assholes, potentially, right?
Now, the third one that's getting picked on by the scabbers is the one you can make out to an astral elf. The other 2 appear to be more, I guess, human.
Oh, okay.
So different kinds, basically, what I'm getting at.
Do they have any kind of like clothing or insignias that would mark them as?
You'd have to get a lot closer and actually inspect them if you want to determine that.
So but in general, the astral elves are part of the evil empire, right?
In general, yeah.
Okay.
Just like any race, there are people that choose not to follow that.
Right. Like we have NX with us. So.
Right.
But as far as we know, he's just one of those Imperial guys in disguise.
True. Good point.
All right, no further discussion. Crutch keeps directing the ship forward. And as he passes by the corpses and the gray scabbers kind of skid off in the distance as you guys get closer. And he actually bumps into one of the corpses. And let's roll initiative.
Ooh. All right, fun.
And this will probably be the last little encounter for this session tonight.
It's the old exploding corpse trick. Oh wait, I didn't do that. I did it.
Oh my God. Terrible initiative rolls.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Arnold going first.
Arnold. Only because he screwed up first one.
The third rule.
Okay, everybody in?
I think so.
Okay. Now, I know what everybody's thinking, but I'm going to make it a point here. Just because I asked for turn order doesn't mean it's a fight, okay? I got to have an order of things when something starts. Okay? Descending. All right, so roll
Mine's
initiative, but
16
you don't know
as
what's
well.
going on. Arnold,
Right.
as Crux continues to move forward, what do you want to do? You know nothing about what's happened
Nope.
because it hasn't happened yet. but I need a turn of orders here.
Okay. I wait to see what happens.
Okay, so nothing on your turn.
Nope.
Okay. Conch,
I'm
anything
gonna
on your
look around
turn?
really closely. Anything? Is my spider sense tingling, Brian?
Don't give me a perception roll on your turn as your action. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, if I can.
Okay.
Just kind of looking around like something. I want to make sure that the captain's not being hostile. I want to kind of gauge the actions of these people around us.
As you look around, you're right on the edge, aren't you? So let's do this. As you look overboard, where one of the corpses was floating nearby, you can see it face up, looking right at you, and it waves and smiles.
Smile and wave right back.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, is it normal for the corpses to smile and be waving here in space?
Enix, what are you doing?
For the record, Enix has a 16 initiative as well because he has an advantage, but it took the 9 for whatever reason.
Updated.
Thank you. I would also like to take a good look around and see what else can be seen, especially on the captain's ship. The I don't want to say enemy, but the other group's captain's ship.
That other ship is still a good 200 feet away.
Okay.
The ones that Commodore Flux saw through his Commodore Crux saw through his spyglass that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then
200 feet away.
I
Give me a
want to make
perception roll for that if you want. I'm cool with that.
no. Instead, I'd like to take note of how many of these fake dead people are around us.
Well, you just gonna look from where you're standing. You gonna move to an edge.
Mm-hmm.
What's your vantage point?
I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to look over here as well.
One or the other, not both.
Okay. Then this side, because I think the other side's covered.
Okay, give me a perception roll as your action. Okay. You can see probably about 40 feet off the water is a corpse that's being kind of picked on by more of those little scabbers. Here, let me move some of them on the map just to give you something to look at. How about that?
What water, though?
1 second, I'm gonna give you a little spot in the water where they're picking out a corpse.
Is there water?
Not water, like you know what I meant, damn it.
Okay, I'm just checking, just making sure. Okay. So there's no other. Go ahead.
There's a body right here where I'm clicking, and these two sharks are kind of picking at it.
It's being actively chewed on. Okay.
Right.
There's no others on this side.
No others you see, no.
I'm gonna tell everybody it looks clear on this side.
Okay. Sparky?
So, I'm a little confused about exactly where Sparky is. I thought he was being towed by Topolah.
Well, she hasn't left the ship yet.
Oh, she hasn't. Okay, that's right.
You guys are having this argument about what you're going to do next.
Oh, I haven't started levitating yet or any of that.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Well, actually, I'm asking. I guess I never got to that point since she didn't start flying off, so I wouldn't have levitated.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm just actually going to levitate up now. I'm going to levitate up 20 feet above the deck of the ship that I'm on and try to take a broader look around from that vantage point.
I don't think you can levitate more than 10 feet up, if I remember correctly. Am I remembering the rule wrong?
Let me look up the spell again. I just had it open a second ago.
Yeah, you can click it.
Vertically up to 20 feet and remain suspended there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me give you some little token thing here. Okay. So you're right there. You're 20 feet up.
Okay. What do I see from up there? Anything different than down on the deck?
Is that levitate thing an action or a bonus action, or is this innate?
Well, it's the armor, right? So it's probably an action, I guess.
Activate.
Okay, so you can do it as a bonus action. It's going to have a little bit higher DC. Yeah, you can give you another perception roll.
All right, yeah, I'll do the bonus action perception then.
You can see something else floating. Let's see, right about here. But as the ship's still moving forward, it's coming closer, but you can't make out what it is. Could be more flotsam. Could be another gray render. Could be another dead corpse. Not really sure.
All right. I'll just hang tight where I am.
Okay. And so switch to GM layer. Conch,
Yes, sir.
the little fellow looking face up at you and waving. Just, oi! You gonna let me aboard or not? What's a fella gotta do to get on board? Throw me a rope, will ya?
Do you have a spell to breathe like this?
What? What'd you say, Con? Seriously?
Yes. Do you have a spell to breathe like this? How are you breathing?
Oh,
I'll throw you a rope.
It's not my first rodeo.
You must teach me. Agreed? As I'm getting out my rope.
Thank the stars. I thought I'd be floating here forever, mate.
Well, I'm saying agreed first before I drop it in there.
Oh, you're asking the rest of the group, or you're asking him? He's like, yeah, I agree.
No, I'm
Go.
asking him.
Throw me a rope.
He's got to teach me. He's got to teach me how he's able to just kind of float there and not die.
Because that's the way it works. Except Mira said, you jump out, it's like water, even though it's like invisible. There's a gravity plane around these ships.
There's no air. Right? There's no air. You said it like
100 feet out,
distance
roughly.
away. Oh, you were saying 50% or something. So I was thinking, wow, this ship's only like 20 feet across. So maybe 10 feet on either side is air. I'm like, that's not much.
Yeah, whatever the air pocket is, I mean, he's inside that air pocket. It extends out quite a bit from the ship.
All right, that's just me being confused then.
That's probably me being a shitty DM, not explaining it well.
That's okay. I'll throw my rope out there. Anyways, he can tell me how he doesn't need to breathe because he's close to the ship, and I'll feel like a dumbass.
Okay. At that point, as he starts climbing out the rope, you see another one kind of raise, hey, bring me in too. Thank the stars. Yeah, will you bring my mate in too, buddy? Appreciate it.
Do you guys know any magic tricks of any kind?
Magic tricks? Okay, let's let someone else talk. What are the rest of you guys doing as Conch pulls one of these fellows on board?
Better yet, what's the captain doing?
Crux kind of takes a step back. He's like, what are you doing bringing people on my boat? Who are you? Anyone else want to say or do anything?
Yeah, Enix will back the captain up. Go. You don't know who these people are.
And this fella, gonna hold on, mate. I mean no harm. The other guy's down at the bottom. You can't. Hey, pull me up.
I'm just watching the ones on board very carefully for any sign of change of behavior or aggressive action.
This one will turn to you, Conti. Come on, bring my mate up. I mean no harm. Look, man, I'm not armed.
Why does he look just like you?
He's my brother, mate.
And Enix has a sword out.
And Nick says what?
Has a sword out. He
Like,
draws a sword.
This guy's like, whoa, mate. Wait, I told you, we're not armed.
Can I give him like a cursory like up and down view, Brian? Like, is that working someone else or something? I need to get some more intel.
You're trying to get an insight check on it, is what I interpret from that.
I'm seeing like if what he's saying is reflective in what I'm seeing on his person and about his person.
Anyone who's had interaction with him at this point, like conversing back and forth, can roll me an insight check.
Okay. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
Me too.
They look like honest blokes, you know? You can't read them at all. You have no idea if they're full of shit or if they're sincere. You don't know.
Captain, surely you don't just leave stranded people out in the vast infiniteness of space, right?
No, we don't.
We don't pick up people that we don't know.
Pull me up. like, do you mind, sir? Can I extend the rope to him? It'd be awful. I don't want to leave him out there. That wouldn't be right.
Yeah. Conch will yes, he will nod.
Just gonna extend the rope down to him.
Yep. Well, Conch is going to hand him the rope. He was just holding the other end.
Like, oh, all right, thanks, fella. He throws the rope down. You guys do anything while he's extending the rope to his brother? I'll take it as a no.
I think we should get.
I'm going to cast detect magic.
Going to cast detect magic.
Yeah. See if these blokes have any magic about them.
Okay, so hold while I read, or pause for dramatic effect is what I like to say. Nope, you're not picking up anything magical on them.
Okay.
And the second one comes up, says, "Oi, can we speak to your captain? Got a real important thing to ask him." Crux will
Right there.
step forward. Just watch your step. He's got one hand on his crossbow. Says, "Watch your step. We don't take kindly to folks just pulling alongside and coming aboard." Oi, I get it, mate. I get it. So, see, here's the deal. My name's Dorgy. My brother here's named Vitalia. Vitalia, really? I don't know if that's supposed to be a girl or not. His name's Vital. Vitamin. Yeah. Vitamin and Durgo. Yeah. That's my brother over there, Dagamo. See, we're survivors. See on yonder? And he points out to all the ships where you guys are heading. We were attacked out there, see? And we got thrown overboard, and we just happened to see you coming along and thought, great, we'll be able to survive this after all. We thought we were goners. Yep, we thought we were goners. So we're just looking for a new crew, because our old crew is obviously, points out there, they're all gone. They're dead. What do you say? We know our way around the ship. We can swab the deck. We can make it something to eat. We can man the ballistoi. We can do whatever you want, mate. What do you say?
No.
Crux like, you got to earn it. And right now, you don't look very trustworthy. Oh, come on, my mate. Anyone else want to add to this, or is it going to be Brian talking to himself?
NX is going to say, I don't like this, Captain.
I don't like it either. But do you want to throw him back overboard? It's like,
Yes.
whoa, oi, hold on, mate. We don't mean any of that.
I'm lawful good, and I say yes.
What?
At least throw them in a cargo hold or some kind of a, because we don't know these two from, being on the outskirts of pirates. I suspect that they're the either communicating back to them or in cahoots with them or something, because two people just flying by is especially brothers. Seems
Not flying, they're floating.
Mighty peculiar.
It's like, all right, come on, mate. We don't want to go back out in there. Look, there's nothing out there for us.
Can the Ent hold them?
Can the Ent hold them?
Yeah. Wrap a big branch around them and hold them up in the air so they can't.
Couldn't we just tie them up ourselves? Or
You are a very strong elf.
I am. I could do it, but I'd rather chop them in pieces.
I bet if you used both of your hands, you could hold each one of these men in one hand.
Are you with them? Are you wanting me to drop my sword?
I'm just thinking, if you hold them each in one hand, then they can escape. And if they should do some dangerous things to you, you've seen that we are a formidable force collectively. And perhaps they will see it too. And also, I'd like to point out that the enemy of our enemy is our friend. And if those guys over there are our friends, then this is probably their enemy. And maybe we can give them these two guys and sweeten the deal.
True. Captain, we should throw them in the brig for the moment.
I'm just laughing. It's like you got a little bit of Australian accent going on there, Conch. It's contagious.
Would you take a sea elf and you put it in space?
They talk funny, like being in helium or something.
All right. So what's your?
Hey, mate. Yeah, I think you're rubbing off on me. I think, Brian.
All right. So what are you guys doing? What's your decision, or anything else you want to do? Talk.
I'm going to encourage the captain to lock these two up or something because they're not here for us.
Don, you're pretty much Victor, right? Like, truly. I mean, that's all he was. He was Eldritch Knight, right? So you have this power to like literally hold them in your hands, and they can't leave. It's an awesome thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about, though.
But that's just
Grapple.
it. Like you literally can just grab each one of those in your hand, and they can't escape you. You're that strong.
Except if they misty step away, or
You're right. There's certain things they could do.
yeah.
Or certain powers they could have, but you should feel empowered. And
Oh, I do. I feel empowered to throw them in the brig.
So anyone objecting to what Enix is suggesting here?
Nope.
nope.
He's
Hope
just
they
gonna
don't
listen to
Seems
whatever.
prudent at this time.
I hope they don't have Misty Step.
Yeah.
So they both hold their hands. All right. As long as we're not getting thrown off the boat, we're going to brig. That's fine. You still get 3 meals a day, right? That's better than what we had before. Let's go.
3 meals. Where did
Make
they-
sure you put tape on the mouth.
Come on, mate. You're enjoying the talk. We mean no harm. But we'll go quietly. Take us to the brig.
Especially quietly with tape on the mouth.
There's a closet here we could stuff them in. I don't see an actual
That's-
brig.
That closet is right next to the Spelljammer's chair. Is that
Oh.
really what you want to?
No.
No.
I'm
If
trying to remember
anything,
if
you
there's
put them on a commode together. 2 dudes, 1 bowl.
Yes, technically, this place doesn't have a brig.
There's an upper cargo hold.
And a lower cargo hold.
Yeah.
There's also an NX.
An NX.
Where do you guys want to put them?
I vote NX.
Cargo
Yep.
hold. No, that's too big. Fuck.
You can put us in the galley. We'll make you something to eat.
There's a sail locker. And we can have one of the crew watch the door and just yell if anything happens.
Don't get too far.
Well, you guys can't make up your minds, can you? No wonder you're out here wandering around in the astral sea doing nothing.
I thought the Ent might be able to just string them up, hold them up.
Okay, you're now 100 feet away from the fleet of ships.
Go.
Did you guys decide where you're going to put them?
I want to find out what Topolina lady knows about these dudes.
Okay, are you going to ask her?
Is her name Topolina?
Topolah. Here, I'll put it in chat. Topolah.
I thought that was this place. Dude. If you scroll way up, it's like, let's go to Topolah with the captain. But I thought it was like a planet.
Oh.
Oh, well. So,
Yeah, someone can go and talk to her if they want.
Topolah, I just kind of yell. We got these here blokes that we fetched from the water or space. What do you know about people that look like Joker people in the space?
Just gonna walk up to him. Let me take a look. She'll say about 10 feet away. Because you fellas know Grimzod? I'll make sure I said the name right. Is that what I said his name was? Her former acquaintance? Grimzod? Yeah, Grimzod. Grimzod. I'll put it in chat before someone asks me how you spell it or say it. So you fellas know Grimzod? And both of them kind of look at each other and says, oh, that slimy snake. Yeah, we know him. He's the reason we're in the water. Anyone want to chime in? Again, this can be Brian having a conversation with himself.
Well, I just want to point out that this sounds like you and Commodore Crux might get along fantastically once we're done conducting our business.
You're saying that to who?
Just in general, loud enough for Commodore Crux could hear.
He's like, what? What's this? These are friends of your old flame? Now, don't call him that. It faded out a long time ago. But so, okay, I'll have the conversation. So, what do you mean? He's a slimy snake. What happened? Well, he threw us overboard. He's no good anymore. I tell you. Anybody?
I'm going to march him down to the sail locker. I don't care.
It's like,
No, we're talking.
does anybody want to throw an insight at these guys?
I would like all kind of insight. I just don't feel very confident. Arnold, get on it.
I'll do an insight.
Oh, that's a good one. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm not the man for insight here, guys.
Oh my God, you asshole! Seriously, Sparky?
Sorry, bro.
As he says, he's a slimy snake. He threw us overboard. That doesn't sound like he's telling the whole truth.
I believe this fellow is dissembling, Conch. I'll say from my 20-foot high perch as I still look out over the ship.
I'm gonna kind of like rub my imaginary beard and say I concur, but I don't know what dissembling means.
He's lying.
No.
At least somewhat.
I mean, I get it. As Ray,
Yeah, I know.
doesn't understand.
Okay. Crux goes back to the front of the ship, pulls out his spyglass, even though you guys are now about 100 feet away from the ship. And he tells you that Topolah yells for her attention. She goes, fellas, just hold on to him, shackle him, whatever, figure out a brig. But just a moment. She comes back up to Crux. It's like, Grimzod, when's the last time you saw him? It's like, I don't know, it's been, 2, maybe 3 years? I'm not sure. Why? Take a look at this. And he holds a spyglass over to her. It's like, yep, that's him. Anyone else? She'll offer the spyglass. Anyone else says, look, fellas, he's waving. He's got a white flag up.
Oh, excellent.
So
No, I don't want to leave our people too far. I want to stay near enough to like kill them both if they run.
Okay, who's holding on to him?
I've got him at sword point.
Okay, you got both of them at sword point?
Yep.
Okay, and again, you guys aren't escorting them anywhere else. They're still on deck, right?
For now, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone looking forward to where Crux and Topolah were spying their spyglass?
Arnold.
Jeez.
I would
Dr.
be.
Rich.
Yeah, I would
Right,
be.
She's going to hand you the spyglass, Arnold.
Okay.
Just take a look.
And
And as you look through the spyglass, you can see a pallid, white-haired man with a barred metal mask covering the lower half of his face. His left hand detaches at the wrist, skitters up his arm to his shoulder, and waves at you with its fingers. Crux looks back at Topolah, says, I don't know what happened to Grimzod, but that's a vampirate. And that's where we end tonight's session. Vampirate.
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 And as Crux says that, these two fangs come out.
Yeah.
And that is what we'll pick up in the next session.
Decapitation.
All right, so wow, only one encounter. I was kind of surprised by that.
We had multiple encounters. Look, we rolled initiative twice.
Well, this one didn't really turn into an encounter. I was giving you guys an opportunity to sniff it out, but your 4 and 5 insights weren't telling you shit.
I couldn't quite figure out where our gnome was. He needed to have his like the wheel twisted like on the Wizard of Oz Part 2, the Return to Oz or whatever. Did
I
anybody
guess
see
you
that or no?
I guess not. I haven't or don't remember that part.
Oh my God! Did you guys not ever see that? It was like an awesome movie with Veruza Balk when she was young. She was Dorothy.
Huh.
Don't know.
What?
Really?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Return to Oz? It's literally book 2, where they make her out to be just an insane girl who's schizophrenia the whole experience.
You think that's what Sparky is?
No. So when she goes like due to other extreme circumstances, whether it's her schizophrenia or not, you never really find out. She's back in the land of Oz in her mind or reality, we don't know. And she meets a little automaton guy who she has to wind up his actions and things like that throughout the day in order to make him keep working.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Oh my God, you actually should look it up and
Return
see
to
it
Oz.
because it's a pretty cool movie because it's dark. It's not like the first movie. It's definitely got like a dark twist, but yet it's still an adventure movie with multiple characters, and it's actually pretty fun.
Right. Back to Wild
Should be on
Space.
Disney Plus too. Sorry.
So hopefully that was fun for you guys. There was a lot of, I guess, role playing and or decisions to be made there. So didn't feel like it was as action packed as our last session, but I try not to railroad you guys into doing one thing or the other.
Yeah, went well.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. And Rich, I'm sorry for swallowing you on the very first attack roll with
No,
the big bad monster.
Had a certain what's the word I'm looking for? Interesting start to an adventure. So yeah, no, well,
And that was this all module. I'm not using my encounter rating thing like I normally do with Sly Flourish's thing. The thing was a CR11 monster, which technically per Sly Flourish math is not that big of a threat for. We had level 6 people, so it's 36. Half of that would be 18 would be considered deadly. So a CR11, although it did, bring up a wallop of a hit and a swallow, you guys took it down pretty quick once it swallowed Arnold.
yeah. Once you get out of the way, it made it easier for the rest of you to hit
Right.
Exactly.
it.
That works, man.
Excellent session.
Well, Rich, I appreciate you joining us. Just keep an eye out on the Discord server when we occasionally have sessions like this when we don't have our normal crew for our normal campaign.
Definitely
You're welcome to join at any time.
be happy to. It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
Right.
man. It's awesome playing with you again, Rich.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's fun.
Good to hear from you.
And listen, we had to kick out Diddy because we use all these Australian accents all the
I
time.
was wondering, I'm like, where's Diddy when we have this stuff going on?
Oh shit, is Rob in Discord now? Been hanging out in the background. I see Rob in roll 20.
Dude, he's been in Roll20 this entire time. I think he just had his character logged in.
Oh really? I
Yeah.
just missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what's not here? DM and guest DM or
No.
WDM. It's
Look
always
up at
there.
the top right of your screen.
Oh, I
Oh,
see
there
it.
he is. Yep.
Yeah, I moved him out of the way.
Oh, that's crazy.